you guys got yourselves a Bardo. Not a fancy Bardo. Well, at least that one's still under construction. You guys got yourself a normal Bardo, and y'all were heading towards Thunder Tree, if I recall?
Yes.
Alright.
Before we left town, I wanted to ask Granny about the mimic egg since she was closed last time we went up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just about to say, is there anything y'all want to do in town beforehand? Before you leave? Like, say goodbye to any loved ones, write your wills.
Do you mind handing me that book?
I did tell the couple that's gonna get married that, like, I still have to find the druid and all that, so they know, like, I'm not gonna be, it's not like the wedding's not happening tomorrow, right? Or do I need to go find them and tell them, like,
Oh, I'm sure you already told them. We don't need to roleplay that out.
Sounds good. I just didn't want them showing up at the, because I told them, like, I'd come to them. I didn't want them showing up at the, whatever, the temple constantly. Oh, yeah, Ginkgo never met the Hex Blood yet.
Yeah. You never met Granny.
What if we try and get a storefront for the 2 Drow siblings near her?
Maybe. I mean,
just start opening up shops. I like the merchants and monopolies. I like this plan.
Yeah. They could give us like a cut of their fee.
Cut of their profits.
Yeah. Seriously, we should just make our little town and be good to go.
Alright.
Do we want to meet Granny first? Or are we just saying that was done and then heading off? What do you want to do, Tree?
I mean, I was going up there to ask her about the mimic egg and to tell her that we were leaving, since she wanted us to send her letters.
True. I have that with me.
Alright, so heading over to the Nettle and Basil. It is open this time. Inside, there is a bit of a bustle as you guys enter. Once again, it is a plethora of green scent plants, living plant matter. As you're walking, you're ducking like hanging vines and potted plants hanging. Yet at the same time of it being just so green and overgrown with lush, there is still books and various things for sale here. So, who all is going? I should ask. Is it just going to be Draxus and Ginkgo?
No, I'm going.
You're going as well?
Absolutely. I never miss up an opportunity to visit with Auntie.
All right.
I'm going to be prepping the Vardo and the horses and stuff like that.
Okay. We will get to you in a moment then. So, yeah. Ginkgo, this is your first time seeing Auntie, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you roll me an Arcana check?
I had an ADHD moment and I forgot to open my character sheet. So we'll
You're
bring that
fine.
now. I opened up Roll20, I've had the music playing for the last like 10 minutes, and then I go, wait, what'd I do? Oh, yeah. I was told myself to earlier open it. Did not Arcana check? Okay, regular. Let me see. Ryan has a faster computer. I should have had him open my character sheet. I got it. Okay, I got this. Arcana. Normal.
With an 11, you don't know what Granny is, but she's definitely a sight to behold. 8 foot tall and spindly, with long arms and fingers that are a little too long. She's kind of hunched over as she's bustling throughout the place, seemingly picking little herbs from this pot, a flower from this one, as she seems to be going about her work. Do you say anything?
I was gonna wait for the party to introduce and such, since I am with quite a few I'm with at least 2 other members, and I kept being told I need to meet this person, so I'm going to. I do not want to interrupt her work.
All right. Yeah. So, I guess it's up to Jaraxis or Triss to get her attention.
Auntie!
Auntie Calendula turns and looks over at you, and she gives a wide, overly wide, in fact, it's unnatural, very toothy, and far too many teeth in that mouth, smile.
We came to visit and introduce our final friend.
It's always good to see familiar faces. I do apologize about the hustle and bustle and hubbub. I got a big order that came in.
For what?
Potions, my dear. I am an apothecary as well as a book merchant.
Anyone fancy?
The town guard, they wanted, spare healing potions for in case there was a dragon attack.
Weird.
No idea why that would be going on, right?
Nope.
No idea at all.
Nope. This is Ginkgo.
Ginkgo will excitedly wave.
Ginkgo, as you excitedly wave, she reaches her hand out towards you to, like, shake your hand, but she's far too far away, and...
Oh, then Ginkgo's gonna do that, like, awkward, like, half jog up to shake her hand.
I was about to say, you go, like, as soon as you go to, you realize the hand is actually, like, maybe 6 inches in front of you, but she's still halfway across the room. It's weird, like, the distance and, like, the foreshortening of how her arm should be, it shouldn't be right there.
Do I need to do an Arcana check for this?
You can if you'd like.
I want to see if I know what this is. 10 again!
You understand that it is some sort of magic, but beyond that, you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
It's definitely not natural, so therefore it must be magic.
Right. I shake her hand politely. I just try and, like, match her grip strength. Like, I don't want to be like the whole, like, I got a firm grip, or, like, you know, be like a wet fish.
Where are you looking when you're shaking her hand?
I look down at her hand to make sure I grab it, but then I look up to meet her gaze.
As you look up, you realize that your surroundings have shifted and you are actually where she was, like, right in front of her. To everybody else, it looks like Ginkgo just teleported.
Nice.
Reality is what you make it, right?
Reality is what you make it. That goes in all things. Make sure that it is your life that you're leading and not someone else's. So, Ginkgo, was it?
Yes.
Kinku. This is going to sound a little bit odd, but can I have a feather?
Can I sense any? Is there any negative thing? Like
Make me an insight check.
insight check. Okay.
Why internet?
You don't sense anything untoward. Doesn't necessarily mean that there is anything untoward or is not.
I'm gonna
Hard to read.
as I'm attempting to preen my feathers, I'm gonna ask. Oh, what do Kenku feather? What are they used for?
Oh, I just need a new quill.
I'm gonna chuckle as I gonna find a good long one, a good writing quill.
Once you find a feather for her to use, she takes it and she smiles. And she goes over to where you see there's a book open. There must be some sort of ledger or something. She takes one of the feathers that was there, and you can tell it's been used to hell and back. She just replaces it. Tosses the other one. I appreciate that. You know, I've always found that it is Kinku feathers that make the best quills. I don't know why.
I'm gonna chuckle and say it's probably because of our good mimicry and knowledge and recall. We're good scribes and some of us have been very good at forgery.
Really? Well, let's see about that. She dips the quill and she starts writing in her book, and it is your handwriting.
That's funny.
There is a distinct difference in the previous writing to this writing. How would you describe your handwriting, by the way?
It is very quick. Very short strokes as much as possible. Nothing, unless Ginkgo is directly translating something and trying to make it look a certain way or follow a certain script. It is just very short strokes, very simplified. There is no flourishes. There is no exaggerated letters. It is very quick to the point. That's it.
It's very sharp and very
To the point.
Is kind of messy with how quick you're writing. Is that what I'm understanding?
It's a little messy. No, but it's not too hard to read. But it's one of those
Yeah.
you see it and you're like, oh, that was jotted down.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Very
previous
clear.
the previous hand that it was written in is very flourished and embellished. To the point where it's almost hard to read with how loopy it is.
Yeah, it's very evident that, where Ginkgo learned to write, it was usually scratched in surfaces, or, there wasn't, a lot of wet ink. It was very, as you know how writing systems work out, it's based on what surfaces and what they use to write. So, in Ireland, the first writing systems were very straight lines because they were carved into sides of corners of rock. So those are all very simple, if you think of Viking letters. So with where Ginkgo learned to write, it was very usually in dirt with a stick.
Fair enough. So yeah, it's a very different handwriting.
Ginkgo will notice that and apologize.
Yeah, no, She chuckles and she looks over. She says, "I actually prefer it this way. It's easier and quicker to write." Like she'll flip to a different page, and you see like there's this long, what looks to be like potion formula, archaic like potion formula, that was jotted down, perhaps like for a special order. And it, just looking at it, you can tell that her wrist must have hurt afterwards.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
And then Ginkgo
Alright.
will offer if she needs help gathering herbs, because I'm an herbalist. She needs help, like, if anything would help her speed along for her task. He can't help brew potions, but he knows what herbs are.
So you do say you are an herbalist.
Yes.
She
If that
looks
would be
over.
of assistance.
She looks over and she says, "Well, that would be most appreciated. If you're getting anything here, I'll knock a little bit off the price for your help. I don't want you to be working for no pay."
I don't know what I need. You guys, did we need anything potion-wise?
I think I'm okay at the moment. I think.
I think we bought most for healing potions last time we were here.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll let
I
her
think
know
we're
that I'll
good.
keep it in mind the next time we stop through, but right now I'll just assist her with any herb gathering while Draxus and Triss, if there's anything else they need to do.
Very well. I just need 3 things for the potion that I'm working on at the moment. Over there, would you mind pulling that plant? It should be pretty well grown. I need the root of Valerina officinalis. Make me an herbalism check, not intelligence based.
Intelligence, not wisdom?
Intelligence.
Darn it!
She's asking for valerian root.
Okay, I collect that for her.
Over there, can you get me the leaves of Phenelisum vulgare? You'd like another herbalism kit, intelligence. Asking for fennel leaves.
I retrieve.
And finally, I also need the root of Symphytum officinale. And once again,
Oof.
you have no idea what that is. That's not one that you've heard of in your travels.
I'll look at her and be honest. I'll be like, point to the plant. I will learn about it.
It's that one there. The large-leafed one with the hairy stems, oblong leaves, the 5-lobed flowers, the purple ones.
And then I retrieve it, or do I need to do more check?
Make another check.
Intelligence.
Yes.
Okay, herbalism, intelligence.
I
did
she's
it!
pointing at comfrey, which you actually have used a lot of because it is known as the battlefield herb.
Oh.
It's used a lot in poultices and salves.
The book came in handy, didn't it, babe?
Yeah. Flashcards, not a book, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
bought that too, though. You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, gathering all those together, she smiles and nods. I appreciate that. You sure there's nothing that you need right now?
No, we're
You just
actually getting
want
ready
to
to
pay a visit?
leave town for about maybe 4 or 5 days. And do you know anything about monsters or beasts?
Depends on the monster or beast, but it's a very wide question. Why do you ask?
Take out the mimic egg. Do you know much about mimics?
Let us see if she knows a lot about mimics as I grab my dice. Because I'm going to be doing rolls in person today. Because I figured that would be fun for, the fact that you will actually be able to hear click-clack of dice. For reasons.
Shiny, sparkly, pretty, make pretty quick like.
Oh, Perky's
Yeah.
bringing his dice tower from his birthday.
Cool.
Nice.
It lights up.
That's a natural 2, so even with her modifiers, no. Not really. I mean, I know what a mimic is, but not a lot about them. How do you ask?
Well, see, I was just thinking, we decided to purchase ourselves a Vardo, and if there's any way of possibly hatching this little guy, I think that would make a nice trap if somebody decided to wrong us in any way. It can never hurt to have something like this on your side.
You're going to hatch and tame a mimic.
I mean, just think about it. Like, somebody decides to break in, they don't know what it is, and they open it up, and they get punished for trying to have little thievery hands.
I mean, it sounds like a fun idea. I don't know of anyone who's ever tamed a mimic, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Anything can be tamed if you raise it from a little tiny baby.
I wouldn't
Hi,
say anything.
baby.
Dragons are pretty darn hard to tame.
My
They
baby.
kind of just come out of the egg like already smarter than you. It's very perturbing.
To be fair, it doesn't take much to be smarter than me.
I know, that's why I said it. If I said smarter than me,
To be fair, I remember you.
This is
put
why I
together that
love
potion.
Granny.
what was that?
I love Granny so much.
Yeah.
What was that, Draxus?
I said I remember you throwing together that potion. It's like as if you're just doing something so natural and easy.
Well, when you have such practice, anything can be natural and easy. I'm not exactly a spring chicken.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
So I'm a hexblood, not a spring chicken. She
Ingo's
gives you
gonna
a big
point at
wide grin.
himself. Like spring chicken?
Granny will shake her head and smile. No, you're far better than a spring chicken.
Well, that's the only
Oh.
thing I needed. The last person I asked said they knew nothing about them either. But we have this thing's technical parent to blame for Ginkgo's problem.
Nope. Nope. Not its parent. Its parent was a mimic. This was a doppelganger.
I mean, yes, but the mimics were also the reason why we're sitting there fishing around also.
I actually do know a thing or two about doppelgangers, though.
What do you know?
What do you want to know?
How can we spot them and how can I kill them quickly?
Well, spotting them is going to be a bit hard. They kind of, change into other people. And if you think, we'll be able to ask the questions, well, they can read your thoughts. However, they can't read your thoughts through everything. That's how you can get to them. What you'll need is a helm or some sort of headwear. And no, I am not talking about aluminum tinfoil hats. It's
What's
going to
aluminum?
sorry, aluminium.
Better.
Luna, quit.
So, their ability to read thoughts is very similar to the detect thoughts spell, which, well, it does what it says on the name. The wizard who made it wasn't exactly all that good at naming conventions. Most wizards aren't. They just, what does it do? It creates a ball of fire, therefore we shall call it Fireball.
Excuse me.
What's this? It's an alarm? Well, let's name this spell Alarm. I digress. Regardless, their ability is very similar to the Detect Thoughts spell, and therefore it can be blocked. It can be blocked by 3 feet of wood, or dirt, which I mean I doubt you're going to be putting a 3-foot bucket on your head. 2 foot of stone, which again I doubt. However, and she points to you, Draxus. Someone like you could wear a helmet, an extra thick one made of 2 inches thick metal. Or you can put a thin sheet of lead within your helmet, and it will block it. Just be careful with the lead. I don't want you all dying of lead poisoning. You're all my friends now.
Her saying we're her friends, I offer a hug.
She will definitely hug you back. It is warm, but it is also like hugging a tree, because like the thin branches on your back. It's weird. But she's warm. Pat you on the back. But
She's
if
so
you can,
mistreated and understood.
if you can get yourself some sort of protection on that, then they won't be able to read your thoughts. And therefore, you can suss them out better. If you have access to perhaps a druid or a ranger to aid you in battle, there is a spell that, well, I can actually show you. If you'd like to step outside.
Yeah, I follow.
And she's going to make like a little whistling noise, and you'll see a little pixie flit out from the back and fly over to her and land on her shoulder. She's gonna start whispering to it. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
Ooh.
Yeah. I think I do. Yes, I do. Ginkgo does.
All right, make
Yes.
me both of you make me perception checks.
Perception. My passive's 15.
Oof.
Nice.
Also, so true. It's literally just, what does the spell do? Oh, I'm famous, I'll add my name in front of it. So, Ginkgo, you don't hear what they're saying. However, Triss, you do. Effectively, the conversation is, all right, so, as a demonstration, could you turn into, like, a cow or something? Well, what if I want to turn them into a cow? No, that would be rude. But it would be funny. But there are friends. But think about it.
Sounds like a conversation between you and I.
As they go out, would someone like to roll me a D3?
I can do that. I don't know how to roll custom dice. Never mind.
Like a D6 divided by 2.
Doesn't matter. Obi rolled. It's a 2.
It's a 2. Right. see here. 2 would be... Jiraxis.
Oh, no.
Turn into a cow.
I need you to make me a saving throw.
Oh boy.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great.
Oh, even with a +6. Perky. Or not Perky, sorry. I just government named you. I'm sorry.
How dare.
Draxus. As you're stepping outside, you feel strange. In fact, you feel a little hungry. That grass looks good. Why does your body feel weird? And then your mind starts shifting and changing and...
I wish I could take a picture to show Scarlet.
Now, Draxus,
Uh-huh.
you're a cow.
Can I go home?
What does Cal Draxus, what's going through Cal Draxus's head? And remember, you do not have Draxus's mind anymore. You are a cow.
He thinks he feels a little bit bloated, and he's gonna walk over and just start eating every different little dandelion he can find.
All right. You, Ginkgo and Triss, you see the fairy just looks like it scratches its butt and then blows dust onto Draxus, who, as he's walking, just his body shifts and changes, and now there's a cow in front of you
Meh.
that is looking for dandelions.
No.
What do you do?
Really wish that cameras were invented so that I could take a picture to show Scarlet.
Oh,
That's my
by
boy! Granny,
by-
help!
Wait, Triss. I
By
mean,
the way,
Ginkgo.
What?
Ginkgo. You're really good. Are you really good at drawing? Since like you're really good at like mimicry and stuff.
We can try. Can I try to draw this?
as a note, I did say cow, not bull.
Yes.
But that's not what the line is from the movie.
What movie?
Oh, I posted it in general chat. It's from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home? You're excused.
if you'd like to make me a, we'll say sleight of hand check for drawing, if you don't have like painter's tools or a similar skill.
No, I just have scroll case of notes and my items. Let's see. I don't think so. Okay. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Oof.
It's
real
a
rough.
very rough drawing. You don't know how long he's gonna be a cow, so you're wanting to do it quick.
It's a gestural drawing. Got it.
So, you see Granny facepalm. Marshmallow. Anyway, there is a spell by the name of Moonbeam. And Granny points up, and it looks like she's looking up into the sky, and she kind of like closes one eye, and she draws a line. And she's literally, to everybody else, what it looks like, she's literally drawing a line with her fingertip down to Draxus. And you all see a beam of what looks to be moonlight coming from the moon, because, I mean, the moon can come out during the day. Blast towards Draxus. Draxus. You're gonna need to make another saving throw. Let me double check what the saving throw is. Yeah. It is a... Make me a Constitution saving throw. However, you're not going to be using your stats. Because you're a cow.
I assume I don't get my aura of protection either because I'm a cow.
You do not. You have a +2 to your Constitution saving throw. Make me a con save.
Would I just roll a d20?
Just 1d20 at +2. You actually succeed the saving throw. You stay a cow.
Great. Yay.
Oh, sorry. You have disadvantage on this.
Rolls even higher.
Yeah, no, you fail. You are going to take... I am so not used to actual dice. I just threw my die. And it has been lost.
Oh no.
No, it's right there. I'll just use the other d10 for now. You take 14 points of radiant damage, and you are no longer a cow.
How much that rolls over?
None of it. Because cows have 15 hit points normally.
So I picture he's just gonna like be on all fours on the ground, mouth full of grass and dandelions, and stand up and be like, what just happened?
You remember all of that. His Draxus mind still is there. You still have the memory. You just didn't have it while you were a cow.
Girl's gonna be so mad she missed that.
So he's gonna run
I'll
up,
say that to Ginkgo.
furiously spitting out grass, getting his water skin washing out his mouth, look at the little tiny fairy and be like, I want my card back for now. You did that, I want my card back.
Marshmallow smiles and says, I mean, dandelions are edible.
I mean, I will say, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But I still want my card back.
No.
Fair enough. Keep it as a memory.
I will.
Now, can you turn Ginkgo into a cow?
I can. Do you want me to?
Definitely.
Do I hear
Before... I was gonna say, the fairy goes to, and then you see Auntie just, like, full palm the fairy, like, fairy just fits it into her palm entirely, just shoves it into her pocket. But that is the spell Moonbeam. If you target a shape changer, such as a werewolf or a doppelganger, they'll revert to their original form. For werewolf's case, they'll revert to a humanoid form. In a doppelganger's case, they will turn into a probably tall blue slender man.
Hey, Auntie.
Yes.
Question.
Answer.
You know how you did that thing, the perspective thing with armor for Droxus? That's what
Yes.
you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way that you could make, and I'm going to call it this because I have no idea, like a GIF of Jiraxis being turned into a cow and then back with like the dandelions in his mouth, just so I can show our friends?
Like a moving picture on a piece of paper, or something.
Yes.
I can. It would be based on illusionary script. I'm sorry, I left your quill in there. 1 second. She's going to start shuffling back into the house to retrieve
I mean, I could just
your
pull
quill.
another.
I don't know what that was.
Station. I've reached the far side of the park.
Babe, your mic's open.
The far side of the park.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, you're just gonna pull out another quill for her?
Yeah, she's just going all the way back in the shop just for that. I'm just gonna grab a quill.
She'll, thank you for it, and she'll go down to her robes and, like, pull it aside, and, like, you see, long, wrinkly hexblood leg, like, you know, the whole, I'm putting my leg out for the hitchhiker kind of thing. Like, it looks like
Right.
she's got that slit in her dress, and she pulls out a, scroll of, just a blank scroll of paper, puts her, clothes over her leg again, holds up the paper, and she's going to start working on an illusionary script on the paper. And before long, she's going to hand it over, and she said, "This should work. Only those who you wish to see it will see it, and those that wish to see it, all they need to say is Jiraxis is a cow."
Wonderful. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too, dearie.
I'm
Gotcha.
gonna make her another flower with my little thingy.
With Druidcraft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
She,
can I make it so that it has cow spots? Like white petals with like black spots
yeah.
that look like cow shape? Perfect.
You now have a scroll of paper that, to normal eyes, it just looks like some sort of writ. Like, like a receipt. But if you happen to be holding it and say, Jiraxis is a cow, you see the gif of Jiraxis is a cow. Jiraxis is a cow.gif.
Love that.
This is still going to be getting brought up. End of campaign. I can feel it now.
I would just love a way that we could like stick it to the wall of the Vardo, frame it, and then just have it constantly. Or if we could just go and poke our finger on it and be like, Jiraxis is a cow. Then we need a laugh.
How long does that spell last on the paper, though?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure illusory script right offhand is just until dispelled. No, 10 days.
That's enough time to show everybody. Did we tell her that we were leaving?
Yeah, I told her that we were heading out for 4 or 5 days probably, and then we'd probably be back.
Hey, Granny, what's the shop? What's this shopping district like? Is it super welcoming, or like have you beaten that out of them yet, or?
Not all of them, but I mean, there's some misfits here and there. They don't get as much business. I don't get very much business, but it's not because of, no, I'm bad. It's more of just people are off put.
Oh.
I will say they've stopped being hostile.
You would or you wouldn't?
No, they have stopped being hostile. But I mean, that might be because I've rectified that.
If you don't mind me asking, do you rent or do you own?
I've
never
been
owned
here
a
so
shop
long that I
before.
own.
What's
You
the
can
rent
rent.
like?
I've not needed to rent in a while. I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's okay.
Are you looking to open up a business around here?
You always got to keep my options open. But we met some people who are currently working in a place where they are probably better than, but because of how they were, like, what race they were born as, they're not treated very well.
The systemic racism that pervades this entire town.
Yeah.
You think with all the, tieflings and other folk rocking about, there wouldn't be any, but, there still is.
It's always going to be somebody that somebody doesn't like, which is BS, but, you know how it is. In fact, pretty much all of us here know how that is. Because Genko and Tieflings and Kinkos aren't super...
I was going to say, Kinkus aren't... They don't receive as much racism, like, they're not looked down upon, they're more like, that's a bird. Huh. In most cities, in bigger cities, they're actually looked down upon because they tend to form little gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called.
And then you got the Tiefling, and then you got...
They are called murders, which doesn't help.
The fairy.
Yep. But regardless, is there anything else that I can help you all with?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
All right. Well, then
I will write to you.
I appreciate that, dear. I will make sure to write back. And she's going to go into the nettle and basil and continue with her hustle and bustle for potions. All right. We are now going to be jumping over to Lothar, who was prepping the cart. How are you prepping the cart?
Making sure that the horses are properly attached. Making sure that just basically, the best way I can describe it is that once over right before you go on a long road trip, you check the tires.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's new, but hey, you gotta do your 10-point inspection before each road trip. I mean, that's just what
Lothar
it is.
is dad before a road trip.
I was gonna say, Lothar, can you actually before that? You tired, man? You sound like you're dead on your feet.
It's been a long week, but I'm good. I was going to at the next break. I was gonna go get myself a pop to get some caffeine in me.
You want to go do that now? We can.
No. Because if I'm doing stuff, I'm fine. It's when I'm like.
When he has to listen to me.
When I'm stationary, no, it's not just you. It's just when I'm stationary, I get I start to get a little.
All right.
But I'm good.
Focus on Lothar the entire rest of the night. Nobody else gets to play. Just
it's my dream. Everybody focuses on me. I'm the center of attention.
You're going through and doing a 10-point inspection of the cart.
Yep, and make sure all the bardings are attached properly on the horses, and all of it.
Make me a drive land vehicles wisdom-based check. With an 18, going over and doing your due diligence, I will say any checks that you need to make to navigate for the next day will be made with an additional +1.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Daddy Lothar got to make sure the kids are okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you do make sure that everything is tip-top shape, and for the most part, it is. They did very much do their due diligence. There's just a few things that, like, you as somebody who has actually driven the wagons know that, yeah, you can do it like this. This is how it's supposed to be done according to, like, most people, but, like, from experience, you know, you don't do it this way if you want maximum result. It's like the whole difference between the people who make the laws and the people who actually deal with the laws on a first-hand basis kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, the other thing I'm wanting to do is kind of like, for just the equivalency of like when you get a rental car and everything like that, you're like checking to see where the cruise control buttons are, where the lights are, and stuff like that. So that right there, I'm kind of checking where where the different locking mechanisms on the wheels are, and where where the hitches are on top of the seating area, and then how it connects and things of that nature.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely. That'd be part of your inspection and check. Yeah, you definitely able to do that. Are you packing anything in particular into the cargo space of the Vardo, which is right underneath where you're sitting, for like easy access?
Not really, nothing in particular. I might stow. Let me see. What do I have on?
I mean, you have a bag of holding. It's not like
Yeah. Well, I'm just like trying to see if there's anything I want to like just stash under there, just so it's there. I'm gonna go ahead and just put 2 sections of our because we have 8 sections of 50-foot rope, so I'm gonna put 2 of them just under there, just so they're just easy access for anybody to grab at if needed.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. Good to know. I will make note of that should it need to become up.
Like if we're robbed again.
Yeah. Something like that. You do notice there is a lock. You can lock it for the night. But I mean, locks are made for the honest man.
That's what my dad always said whenever we lock our cars and everything like that in a place you're not worried about. It's like you just keeping honest people honest. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody wanted to break in, they break it in.
Yeah. But yeah, you are able to get everything set up. Who we've not heard from yet is Scarlet and Obi. What's Scarlet? Scarlet, what are you doing?
She ran to the bathroom, so go to Obi.
Obi, what are you doing?
Well, Lothar is checking the externals of the cart to make sure it's fine. Me and Moira are mostly on the inside, like getting bedding ready and basically making the inside all nice and neat before we head out.
All right, so you're making it seem more homey.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Make me a survival check.
Because the card is actually a mimic.
God.
Yeah, as you're working, you suddenly see eyes and a gaping. No, I'm kidding. No, this was just more for like how homey can you make it be.
Oh, which hold on. Okay. Oh, Moira can't do any better.
I was gonna say Moira could have given you advantage, but roll instead. I shouldn't have given the rogue a companion. Always advantage, always sneak attack. But I didn't. Cards did. Anyway, yeah, you make it all right. You make it more towards what you guys are used to, which doesn't exactly suit everyone. So you guys are like, yeah, this is home. The smell of iron, the smell of tanning leather. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. And the rest of the party's gonna come in. They're gonna be like, oh gosh, the smell of tanning leather.
They just have like a room deodorant as a spray that just makes it smell like tanning leather and iron.
Nope. Yeah.
Before the group even manages to look inside, they're like, "What is that pounding sound I'm hearing coming from inside the caravan?" And they look inside, and it's just Obi pounding away at an ankle while Moira reads. What did you think?
How did you get an anvil in the cart? Anyway.
Wait, we had a cart? We had an anvil?
Or sorry, in the Vardo. How did you get an anvil inside the Vardo?
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
It's strapped on the back, like whenever you see an RV going down the road with a grill tied to the back, like we just really like haphazardly on there. You're like, I think that's gonna fall.
There's no thinking about it. You know the lid's gonna come off. Sometime, it's gonna fall off. And we're back. Scarlet. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back. What are you
Sorry.
doing? You're fine. As everyone's doing their last minute preparations and such, before we leave, is there anything Scarlet would have liked to do?
Scarlet just kind of climbed on top of the what was it called? The Venmo?
The Vardo.
Vardo. And she's just kind of sitting up there, like, petting Sophia, like, cool beans.
Fair enough. Nothing to do. Alright. So, as everyone gets back together,
First things first.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody gather around.
Listening.
Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
Hold out the paper. Do they all have to touch it in order to see the thing?
They have to be actively touching it and saying the command word.
Everybody put your hand on this paper. Well,
Okay.
I mean, Ginkgo and Draxus, if you want to see it, you can. But, like, everybody who didn't come with us. Now, you need to say the magic words. Magic words are Draxus is a cow. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Draxus is a cow.
All of you see what looks to be originally like some sort of writ, like a receipt or something like that of a purchase, shift, and like it looks like the letters twist and like push together and reform into like, oh, that A is now a cow spot. Oh yeah, that Y is now part of the cow's head. And it just starts shifting and changing, and now you see what is effectively a GIF of Draxus walking along, turning into a cow, starting to eat grass and dandelions, then hopping back into Draxus after being hit by like a beam of light with just a mouthful of dandelions.
It's worth noting
And
I'm
it
still
repeats.
filling my mouth with water, gargling, and spitting it out.
Scarlet's just gonna
Marshmallow
laugh so
turned
hard.
Draxus into a cow.
Scarlet's just gonna laugh so hard and go pick up a dandelion, hand it direction, and be like, "Here, my little cow."
Moo.
Move, bitch, get out of the way.
Moo, bitch! Get out the way.
I suddenly find myself hungering for a nice steak.
Does anyone have any meat? My mouth still tastes like grass.
I roll the scroll back up, and I look at Obi and Scarlet and go, okay, who wants it? Lasts for like 10 days.
Sorry, who was the question directed to?
Obi and Scarlet, since they're the two that enjoy terrorizing Perky
Sorry,
Drax.
say it again.
Who wants the scroll?
Me.
Hand it over to Scarlet.
I'm gonna try to use my mage hand to snatch it.
Make me a Arcana check, and whoever you said Scarlet, you're handing it to.
Yeah.
Scarlet, make me a sleight of hand check.
Can I assist?
No.
Trying to find it. Hold on.
I feel like with a 7, you'd have to roll pretty poorly.
I can't find it, babe. Do it for me. Never mind, I found it.
A 9. Yeah. Even with Draxus, beseeching help from his deity for a simple matter as taking a scroll from someone, his deity obviously is like, are you really Are you really Horrors? Are you really asking my guidance? This
Just smacks his
you have
hand.
some. You have some, and it's just not enough. Scarlet, you get a scroll that you can hold on to and say Draxus is a cow and see that GIF for the next 10 days.
We ready to hit the road?
Sure, cow.
All good here. Are we ready to go, Lothar?
I do believe we are certainly ready to venture on all parts. Everything seems to be in functioning working order. I don't see any issues going ahead with this Vardo.
Wonderful. Thanks for checking it over.
Oh, it is certainly my pleasure to ensure the safety of us on our journey.
I'll take my regular spot next to Lothar to continue learning about land vehicles.
Alright.
Once we get out, I kind of want to stretch my wings a little bit and kind of fly above it. Or am I not fast enough to fly above it?
What's your move speed?
I think it's like 30 for flight.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, just because it's hooked onto a beast of burden doesn't necessarily mean they're moving at their full speed all the time. That would be exhausting.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, I would look at Lothar out of character and in character and be like, "You monster."
Yeah, nah, we just trotting, baby. We ain't.
Yeah, the whole purpose of beasts of burden in such situations is not to like get there fast; it's to get there not tired.
Like, we might be a little bit faster on the overall because they can go longer time without the breaks, but we'd probably still be taking a midway break regardless.
Yeah,
because if it's a couple days travel, were we cooking, cooking our lunch and shit like that on the,
If I'm gonna go ahead of them, because my speed's still 40, I'm still,
yeah,
faster than normal people walking.
yeah. So yeah. You guys can travel 24 miles in a day.
On foot or on cart?
On foot.
Gotcha.
On cart, that's kind of like a slow pace. Unless you're in a caravan, then that's a fast pace. Caravans are ridiculously slow, actually. But you guys can get about 30 miles in a day on a cart, which, if you remember, each one of these hexes is 6 miles. So that means you can travel 5 hexes. Now, you guys are traveling by a river. Are you sticking to the edge of the river, or are you just straight lining it?
I mean, I would definitely be sticking to the edge of the river. I mean,
That would add-
because there's no point in trying to cross a straight river.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I had to ask because I don't know what you guys are doing.
Not that.
Yeah, so you'd have to leave through the south gate to get through to Thunder Tree. You would know this, being a, someone who drives the cart. You definitely looked at the map and said, "Huh, Thunder Tree's to the south of the river. Probably don't want to be crossing the river partway. Just be on the right side." So, it will cost you another hex. Traveling alongside the river. However, you will.
Oh, kiddo.
You will not have to be as your steeds will not be as tired because they have easy access to water if they need it.
Yeah, and like I said,
it's actually cooler.
Yeah, we'll be breaking next to the water, and that way they can drink and stuff like that.
They're able to drink easier, and they're able to stay cool easier because you're by a source of water, which does cool the air around it and make the trip easier. So, as you all are going throughout, I would like a what each of you are doing throughout the trip. We'll start from the top with Ginkgo.
So, can Ginkgo walk ahead of the group as we've done in the past? Okay, so Ginkgo's walking ahead of the group. Stealth scouting. Gotcha. Draxus, what are you doing throughout the trip? Learning
from Lothar, and occasionally just thumbing through my alchemy books.
All right, Lothar, you are driving the cart. That's kind of set in stone. Obi, what are you doing?
Obi's currently going ahead and getting some forethought into, because he's got to make armor for Lothar, Drax, and Dagger, so he's just going ahead and getting a mental image of how he wants to go about it.
All right, Scarlet.
I am just kind of laying on my back on top of the cart, and with one leg kind of dangling and the other one bent up, gently holding Saphira in my hand and gently throwing her up in the air and having her come back, fly back down like a little game that we're playing.
All right. And Triss. Apparently Gryffindor was having an asthma attack. So we're gonna pause while that's being taken care of. Because kitty cat need lung.
Or baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you already took care of it?
I was downstairs, chasing downstairs.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Yeah. For the cart ride, yeah.
Sweet.
No flowering. Alright.
Oh.
Alright, Ginkgo, I need a stealth and a perception from you.
I'm gonna use Kenku Recall on a stealth check, just because I'm sure we're gonna do another long rest too much.
Oh yeah. You, nat 20, 26, they would have to really, really, really be looking to try to find you.
Okay, and then rolling a normal perception.
Yeah. 12, alright. Keeping your eyes out, keeping them peeled for anything. Next on the list, Draxus. Roll me a general intelligence check to see how much you bring into your little mind palace of what you are learning. What goes into the files?
Not much.
That's an intelligence save, not an intelligence check.
Oh, my bad.
So it's just 1d20 plus your intelligence modifier. Oh yeah,
Nice.
nat 20.
Everything, just like the last book.
Yeah. You realize, I should probably pay full attention to what's happening rather than flipping through my books at the same time. And you set your books down, and you pay attention, and we'll get back to what you see. Lothar, I need from you a drive land vehicles check. This would be wisdom based. And remember, you get a +1 on top of whatever you roll for a 22. Yeah, definitely.
I drive car good.
You drive cart good. Obi, can I get a intelligence based blacksmith's tools check from you?
Okay, I'm trying to click on my smith's tools in my sheet, but nothing's happening.
But it'll show up on the map screen.
Okay, that's what it is. My sheet was hiding it. Okay, said intelligence based.
Yep. All right. Scarlet. We'll just say make me a general charisma check. See how well you bond.
I can't do words today for some reason.
Hmm.
That was a save.
Yeah, you need quick your charisma proper rather than the save.
Yeah, the big numbers on the far left.
19, nice. And Triss, you're just flying around. Is there anything in particular, or just stretching your wings?
Could I go like somewhat high up and just kind of scout ahead-ish? Like, well,
Yeah.
I'm still stretching my wings, but just kind of keep an eye out on things.
Yeah, you can roll
Roll
me
up
you can roll me a perception check as well.
Okay.
A 9. You
My passive is 15.
Yeah. Going through each person in turn. Kinko, you are definitely not spotted by anything as you're going along. And one of the things you do notice as you are traveling throughout, as you are getting closer and closer to Thunder Tree, in the distance you see that it looks like there's been more plant growth. Like, yeah, uncut grass is definitely like pretty high. This is unnaturally high. It almost forms like thickets. And you also see like brambles and bushes, and it almost looks like you've seen a map of Neverwinter Wood. It almost looks like Neverwinter Wood has extended.
Ooh.
Being an herbalist, would I know what would cause this sudden overgrowth? Or not necessarily sudden, but this kind of overgrowth?
You can make me an intelligence-based check with your herbalism, yeah. It has to be some sort of magical phenomenon. So it could either be druids are working, It could be something has moved into the area that is actively shaping something, or it could be something that is more like a passive phenomenon, like maybe this part of the plane has touched the Feywild briefly. There's like a bit of a crossover of the planes, and that burst of positive life energy just made this area just suddenly spring abundant. But whatever it is, you do know that it is not natural, and there is probably going to be some funky stuff coming up. So it's not exactly we're walking through the normal woods, it's we're walking through some strange woods. And with the 17, I would also say, given the fact that you know that Venom Fang has been spotted around this area, dragons, when they move into an area, do alter the landscape. So you have a feeling that those two are correlated. You do not encounter any sort of predators or encounters, though. Jaraxxus, with your 20 on your intelligence check, you are able to realize that Lothar isn't just sitting, holding the reins. You occasionally notice him, like, flex a wrist or, like, pull slightly on one side when he wants the horses to move in one direction, or he'll, it's a lot of very subtle wrist movements that seem to be less of like snapping the reins and like trying to get them to do, and more of like gentle coaxing and guiding. You recognize that while you're not going to be able to gain his experience and skill overnight, you're definitely catching on to what he is able to do, and thus your studies further along on their journey. You are one step closer to having drive land vehicles as a skill. Lothar, you drive cart good.
Me good drive cart.
You drive cart so good that you don't even realize it until, you know, it's very abundant. Getting the cart, actually, I should probably move you all.
I was about to ask where we were on the line.
Yeah. So, like, you guys followed the river along, going along through the river, by the river, in a van bound by the river, and you get to about here before you notice it. That the you get what Ginkgo has seen, and with a 22, you know you can traverse this pretty well. However, going forward, you're going to need to make regular checks to make sure that you don't start like damaging the cart, because these brambles and thickets. Have you ever seen a hawthorn tree?
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine that, except worse. That's the kind of stuff that you're seeing, and you also see like wispy webs, and
I mean, we got people on we got people on foot, so it might not be best for us to do that anyways. But then I worry about where Ginkgo is so far ahead.
Yeah, Ginkgo comes back regularly to give you updates.
Okay.
So I assume when Ginkgo encounters this, they go back and just kind of rejoin.
I feel like it's better for us. It may take us slightly longer, but it'll be less arduous on us and the horses to just follow the river's edge around and not try and make this shortcut.
Probably not wrong there. If we get stuck, we can't return it. If we can't return it, well, then we'll owe them more money.
We bought it outright, dude.
We bought it.
I thought if we brought this one back, we got some of our money back because
No.
they were building our other one.
We're gonna keep both of them, because that way we have one that we can just like either leave, or I was thinking about just like donating it to Fandolin for use and something like that, because like the price of a regular Vardo wasn't much at all in comparison. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 150. Like it was nothing.
Oh, fair. Yeah, we could leave it at the mansion even for a backup.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I was just like, screw it, we got two, and hopefully by the time we get back, you're able to drive it, or at least something like that, so we can just take both of them down south with us at the same time.
All right. Yeah. The Hawthorne art isn't really going to damage the cart. I mean, it can. You're more worried about it scratching up the horses and causing them to bleed.
Well, I'm worried about scratching up the horses, our people having to walk through it,
Yeah, definitely.
and then also the possibility of ambushes. At least while we keep on the river's edge, we have one side of us that can't be initially ambushed without them coming across the river.
Yeah. You also notice that you can't hear any birds. There's no, like, movement in the underbrush. It's quiet.
I know what that means in real life. Does that count?
Yeah. I will say sure. If you'd like to, share.
There's a predator nearby. The wildlife has ceased. They give warning signs whenever there's something approaching, but if it's already here, they're not making a noise to make themselves known. I recommend everybody to be high on alert.
Moving to what Obi gets through. With a 13, you're starting to get a plan in mind for what you're thinking of. However, just as you're about to hit that breakthrough of what you need, the cart jostles to a stop and you start hearing Lothar talk outside.
What the bloody hell's going on out there?
With Scarlet, you do bond with Saphira actually quite well. If you feel like if you keep this up, perhaps Saphira might be able to be a little bit more useful to you in the future. And lastly, Triss. From your bird's eye view, or phase eye view, it doesn't take much to realize that thicket, here, I will draw a rough outline on the map. Because you are from Neverwinter Wood.
Yes. Northern, but yeah.
You know it pretty well enough. Like, there's definitely maps in your, that you've seen throughout your villages and stuff. And even just more modern maps and such. Neverwinter Wood, you're seeing what it should be currently. Let me get out give me a color.
Yellow.
A color that might show up on the map. Yeah, sure, I'll try yellow.
I don't know, blue. Green, I don't know, whatever.
Neverwinter Wood seems to have extended like that. So everything yellow and over is now just as thick in terms of undergrowth and brush. And you also notice from your bird's eye view that the area that has spawned in effectively, I should say. Yes, it just spawned. You missed your chance to spawn kill. So like pretty much everything that you see, as well as like probably you can't see that far. Everything that you can see close enough to you is also pretty choked up with webbing.
I love that.
Which means to you, that's going to give you a hard time flying if you want to stay in.
No, I can't. So
I'm not going to take away your ability to fly, but trying to be careful flying through here, you will be at half speed through the air.
Yeah, I'm good. I will go down, but I can't see any like creatures or like patrols or camp.
Not with a 9.
Well, my passive is 15.
Yeah, not with a 9. Passive is more for like someone sneaking up on you.
Yeah, which creatures and stuff would do.
So it's more of like you're looking for active threats with an active perception check. A passive perception is more like being able to check that, hey, there's suddenly a crack behind me. There's a rogue trying to sneak up and take my wallet.
Okay.
That way, it's so I don't have to continue to roll your perception checks behind the screen, kind of thing.
Let me check one thing.
Yeah, of course.
Does my unicorn's blessing help at all? I thought I had an extra. I thought I had an extra inspiration, and I made note of it in my notes that it's not there. So that's when I saw the unicorn's blessing, and I was like, oh. Try this one more time. Okay, I'm gonna fly down and tell them what I see.
All right.
So I don't mean to alarm you guys, but Neverwinter Wood has extended, like, I don't know, what's a hex? 5 miles?
6 miles.
6, so 6, 12, 18, a good 18 miles away from where it should have. Yeah, and also, this is not how
This is even more troubling than I had originally thought it to be. With lack of wildlife in the current area making its normal rustle and bustle, and then also a nature area extending this far deep, it does lead me to believe that there's something very very treacherous at foot. I would almost suggest that we go ahead and make camp at this location as to being fresh in the morning before we venture further in. Because it's about half the travel we could do, right? Roundabout.
Yeah, this is half day.
Yeah, I mean we could do more, but I don't know.
Looking at the thick underbrush that you're dealing with, you have a feeling that if you were to continue now, you'd probably be well into the night when you get to Thunder Tree. If you were to continue now, it could be done, but you might actually be seeing the sun by the time you get there.
Yeah.
If it goes bad.
Yeah, it's not worth. Yeah, I'd rather. I mean, this is just in general. Like if it was us doing the traveling and all of a sudden it got nasty, I'd probably go ahead and say, let's go ahead and hunker down.
All right.
Is that? I mean, I don't want to necessarily speak for the entire party on this venture. I feel like it would benefit us to at least begin the second half of this journey with a little bit more vigor.
No, I agree.
If Venom Fang's possibly in there, it's not a bad idea.
Agreed.
Can I make a roll of any kind for the increase of growth?
What are you trying to figure out?
Like what would call it like an expand? Is it basically is it druidic base, like nature magic, or is it
the presence of a dragon?
Yeah, that's what I was hinting at, but I was trying to do, not metagame it.
No, you already know this. So there's no metagaming if you already know it.
Okay, fair enough.
We know
Oh,
the
well,
venom thing's in here.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The
However,
webs are also concerning.
You can roll me an Arcana or Nature check to see if you can get any more information about other things. With a grand total of a 13, while you don't get a lot of information as you rack your mind, with a 13, you would know that. Actually, that's Arcana. That would be a higher DV or DC. Yeah, so no. You do
No,
not.
that's why I always look at that area. The DC check is one of those, like a buddy of mine when we did trivia. It's like I know what I know, but more importantly, I know what I don't know. So it's high enough for me not to just speculate dumb shit that's probably wrong.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I'm like, you know what? I ain't got a clue, y'all.
Now,
So you're going to take up rest for the night here.
having grown up in Coneyberry right next to these woods, can I tell the stuff that has become new? Is it more violent looking, like with brambles rather than woods and all that stuff?
You roll me a history check at advantage. Or sorry, a nature check at advantage, not a history. A 15. Yes. This definitely looks more like... It's odd. It almost seems like a defensive sort of reaction. Kind of like if you've ever... Nice, caffeine is kicking in.
You know it, baby.
How to describe this? When you get a cut, your body reacts in a certain way, and that is to swell up, to
The
try
red blood cells.
to try to heal itself. It almost looks like that, but it almost looks like also it's been warped. Like, nature is trying to fight back, but it's being... its own fighting back is being turned against it, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna look at Lothar and Triss and say, I wonder if some of this also could have been Rydal's doing. If Venom Fang was around, it's kind of like also a protective bubble around them.
Also, I realized I need to change the music because y'all are still hearing the
like
same.
one.
Let's go to, because it would fit. And let's get rid of Alright. This fits better. Alright.
So before we actually bed down for the night, I'm gonna cast Aid and put it on myself, Lothar, and who wants the third?
What is aid?
For 5 more hit points.
Who's squishiest?
Honestly, I'm good. Like, if you want to cast on somebody else.
I have 43 hit points.
I'm pretty sure Obi has the least amount of hit points in the party.
I was thinking in terms of the people are like up
And
in
more.
face.
I can be up in base. Like it.
Yeah, looking at it, Obi has the least amount of hit points.
Okay, Obi, Triss, and Ginkgo.
Five hit points.
Yep,
You gain.
each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increases by 5.
Oh, the hit point maximum increases by 5, not 10 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh.
Make a note of that because it does go away in 8 hours.
Just figure in case we get
Make note of-
ambushed, it wouldn't hurt.
Sorry, so
Should
who
I
were
just
the
put it in
end
my
ones?
temp then?
I would just put it in your temp, but like make a note that you have AIDS, so you can just heal that.
Make a note that you have AIDS.
Yep.
Sorry, who were the 3 people getting?
Ginkgo, Jiraxis,
Okay, it was.
and I think you said Ginkgo, right? Jiraxis?
Yeah, I said Obi, Triss, and Ginkgo.
What's today? 5:31?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I don't clear out my notes very often. I need to make note of the date. Are you doing that in the morning then, like after we long rest?
I was
Is it
doing
a
it
good
now
way
in
to-
case we got ambushed, since it only lasts 8 hours and I get the spell slot back and we slept.
Gotcha, okay. So it'll be gone in the
make-
morning.
Make sure you put your hit points back to max because you did get a rest during the night.
Yep.
Before you
Okay.
left. All right, and I assume there's going to be a watch.
Yeah,
Who is
Scarlet.
going? There's
ahead.
going to be 4 watches. Who is going to take the first watch?
Usually, Lothar takes first watch just so that he's still in his armor, and Ginkgo will take first watch with him, so that he is still armored. And yeah,
All right.
I'll do 4th.
I was gonna say I was gonna stay up through 2 since Scarlet doesn't sleep much anyway, and she's just gonna have like her bow ready, and she's just gonna be laying there, kind of just relaxing and listening.
You want
Obi's
second
Moira
watch
get
then?
third.
I can do second and third.
Each watch is 2 hours.
Yeah, Scarlet doesn't sleep, but like maybe like 2-3 hours. So
Do you have something that makes it where you don't sleep as much in your sheet?
no, I just figured it was part of the being a damn fear. Because
You
I know
still have
vampires don't sleep much.
you still have to sleep the same amount as everybody else.
I
you
know
are not
elves
able-
don't. Elves only need like 4 hours of meditation sleep.
I'll just take the second one then.
All right. So who is on what? Lothar and Ginkgo.
Yeah, Lothar and Ginkgo.
They're first. Scarlet
Alright.
second. I think Obi said Moira and Obi were third. And Triss has got
Alright.
4th.
I'm gonna be sleeping in my armor, just like leaning against Ruin like a giant pillow.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw then.
Oh, does that cause a problem?
Yeah,
You're sleeping in heavy armor.
you're not sleeping properly. So
Yeah.
you could risk being tired and having points
Yeah.
in exhaustion.
You can do that in light armor, but not heavy armor. What's your armor? What's your AC?
16.
All right.
I get
Then
a
yeah, you
15.
fail. You fail. You are going to not be able to sleep proper. You still gonna do it?
No.
All right. And who is 4th watch?
Triss.
Anybody else? Because I see that
Well, there's only 7 of us, so either way, either Scarlet's doing watch by herself or Triss is doing it by herself.
yeah, but
And the
I'm-
other person
I'm
is
seeing-
Draxus. So.
I'm seeing Draxus has not added himself to it.
Well, I was gonna, what's it called? Sleep on top of the thing all through the night. So I'm technically there because Scarlet's a light sleeper anyway.
Yeah. What watch are you taking, Draxus? or I will allow you to sleep in your armor if you do not take a watch. Period.
Oh no, everyone kind of, there's already a spot taken on all of them, so he was just gonna sleep against Ruin, just kind of prepared if anything goes wrong.
Alright. Draxus gets beauty sleep then. Alright,
He's
starting
prepared.
with Lothar and Ginkgo, I need you both, or one of you with advantage, to make me a perception check.
Lothar is gonna give Ginkgo guidance, and Ginkgo's gonna roll at advantage.
Alright. That'll work for me.
Ah.
26. Ginkgo, you don't notice anything hostile, but you do notice something that's very disturbing. As you're resting, you're just kind of like looking around, and you're like looking for active threats, big threats, and it could be threatening, but it also might not be. You realize that there's a lot of tiny little spiders that are making their way into camp and starting to make webs around various things. So, like, your wagon wheels become the new home of a family of spiders as they make their way and make little webs. You now have what are they called? Hubcaps made out of spider web. You notice that like the wheel chocks are like starting to get covered in gossamer strands of spider silk, and the longer your watch goes on, the more and more this is happening. What do you guys do?
I definitely pointed out to Lothar. Is this anything natural? Like, or is this, could this be...
You don't even need to make a check for this. This amount of spiders is definitely unnatural.
Aren't we going after someone whose nickname's like the Spider or something?
The black spider, yes.
Black Spider, that's it. Yeah. Oh god, what can we do about these? Like...
They're not biting you. They're just making webs.
They're running away from something.
No, if they're making webs, they keep going.
To slow us down? Because if they're trying to gunk up the cart...
You say that, and as you start walking around, you do find that it is harder to walk. It seems that your campsite is now considered difficult terrain, as you are being choked out, not literally, but this area is being choked over with gossamer spider silk.
Collect some of the silk for a fishing net.
I grab. I'm assuming we have a fire going.
Yeah, you have a fire. You do notice that the spiders seem to be keeping away from the fire.
Yeah, I grab a log from the fire, and then I kind of use it to start breaking away a lot of the webs and walking around and using it to burn away the webs around the wheels and stuff of that nature.
So keeping it away from the wheels so the wheels don't catch fire.
Yeah.
You do notice that these webs are catching fire very easily.
Okay, so I'm definitely not putting it next to the thing. Like how very easily? Like
I'm gonna take. I have a crowbar in my possession. I'm gonna take my crowbar and I'm gonna get the webbing off of the wheel and toss it towards the fire so that he can burn it without getting the cart caught on fire.
All right. I want you to make. We'll say this is a athletics check from each of you, as you're trying to work to get these spider webs cleared out. I will say, Lothar, due to the fact that you have fire, you will have advantage.
I am because we're gonna, like, I haven't slept yet. I'm gonna do my athletics with my Kenku recall.
All right.
I'm gonna get those points back.
Working in tandem, Lothar especially with having that fire is extremely helpful. You find that like it's almost like the webs kind of half melt, half burn, and like crackle, and like you see like the fire will travel a little bit down the web before it eventually dies out. You working together prevent the camp itself from being overran. However, the area around you seems to still be continuing to overtake. You just created a little safe haven. And before you realize it, as you've completed this, it's time to wake Scarlet for second watch.
We are going to inform her about the spiders and that the webs are quite bad. She needs to, if she can, try and clear out some as she can, but to continue watch.
Okay. Scarlett's gonna like jump down from the cart, and she's gonna. Does Saphira have night vision?
Saphira is a stat block is pseudo dragon. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure they do. They do have dark vision. They not only have dark vision, they have the ability to see without eyes. They have a blind sight within 10 feet.
Okay, so since me and her can kind of like talk, like, what's that, like a mind link thing? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna like clear the spider webs out, kind of watch my back, like keep an eye out,
Okay.
since she's gonna help me, and I'm gonna like start clearing like the fire webs and stuff, or the spider webs.
The spider webs have, for the most part, been cleared, thanks
Okay.
to the actions of your companion. Your camp is no longer in the issue of being overrun.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna kind of like have her like look to the front, and I'm gonna like kind of keep an eye around the other sides, but have her like keep an eye on the spiders, or if any more come.
All right. As you're looking around, tell me how you go about your watch. Do you walk around? What sort of things do you do?
Since she's not really tired, she doesn't feel lazy. She's kind of like slowly like walks circles like around, and like kind of like checks up on everybody to make sure like everybody is okay, and just kind of keeps making her way like, around the whole thing, like around the camp.
All right. Making your way around the camp. As you're make me a perception check first. See what all you see. As you're looking around, trying to find like what all is there, what all can I see, a gust of wind blows and you feel something get in your eye, and you just kind of blink it out, and that's odd. And you just continue looking around. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. Okay.
Okay. I'm scared now.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
You go throughout your watch. It doesn't seem to be anything going on. However, I will say, even with a 9, you definitely feel eyes on you. You can't picture where you can't see where they're from, but you definitely feel like you are being watched. Like something knows you're here.
Can I ask Saphira if she can see them?
Yeah, you can make me a perception check with Saphira. Is that using Saphira's stats?
Oh, I don't
No,
even know if I
Saphira
have
has a-
Saphira stat.
Saphira's stats is a +3 to perception, so that'd be a 21. Yeah, Saphira kind of like looks around. Actually, no. Saphira also has advantage on that if you'd like to roll again. See if you get higher. So yeah, 21 then. Saphira looks around, and through your telepathic link to Saphira, using their limited telepathy, you get visions of flashes of movement in the underbrush. You catch eyes watching you, but it's not humanoid eyes. No, whatever Saphira is looking at, whatever Saphira is seeing, it's not human.
Oh god.
It seems to have multiple sets of eyes.
If this is a giant spider, no.
But it doesn't seem to be doing anything besides watching, waiting. And eventually your 2 hours are up. It's time to wake Moira and Obi.
Okay, I'm gonna put Saphira back in my ring so she is safe and can sleep.
Alright.
I'm gonna let like Obi know like, hey, Saphira saw this. There was a spider incident, but like nothing like aggressive is happening, just like little odd strange things. And I'm gonna climb back onto the wagon and like go to sleep.
Alright.
As Scarlet tells Obi that he just blinks hard a few times, like, did it have to be fucking spiders?
Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?
Could have been Venom Fang. We don't want that.
I mean, we don't want that, but I also don't want spiders either.
I do apologize to any arachnophobes. I'm trying to. This area is meant to be like
Ryan
this.
and Obi.
Now,
I'm
but
trying
here's
to keep
here's the thing.
visual.
In fairness, mine is I'm fine. Like in video games and stuff like that, it doesn't bother me.
On the bright side, you will be able to kill them.
Yeah,
Like-
but I'm just letting you know, like, if I
Is
see
it-
like if it was on my desk right now, I'd be freaking out. But like
Is-
in a game, some of it doesn't bother me.
Is it like all spiders, or like are you okay with like little jumping spiders and stuff like
All
that?
spiders, all spiders should burn and die.
I don't care if it's a daddy long legs. If it's in a tent with me, I'm going to scream bloody murder.
That's actually where my arachnophobia began. Whenever I was 10 years old, and there was a black widow that formed a web right above my head.
I love spiders.
That's where it began.
I will not fuck with big spiders. I mean, tarantulas are okay, and like,
Tarantulas are sweethearts.
yeah, and like jumping spiders and velvet spiders because they're really sweethearts. But any other spider, I'm kind of like, yeah, you're pretty. I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna put you in a cup and put you outside. I don't want to fuck with that.
Like,
Anyway,
I actually had like a tiny spider making a web on my table earlier today. Like, this thing was maybe like smaller than my fucking toenail and my pinky toe. I straight up took an air hose to that bitch and blew it off. It was like, nope, fuck you.
It went for a ride.
It's going on a trip in its favorite piece of shit, doing 95.
We're gonna fucking die.
Moira
Okay.
and Obi, as your shift begins, I need you both to make me perception checks, or one of you at advantage. a 24, you hear it distant, and then it gets louder, and then it becomes all-encompassing. It almost sounds like a consistent moving scuttle. Just that sort of skittering scuttle that lets you know that life is all about you. And that you are not alone anymore. It's no longer quiet. It is honestly so cacophonous that it is hard to hear. It's hard to concentrate on anything else besides this sound that's everywhere. And you almost feel itchy. Like they could be on you, but you looking where you're itching, they're not.
A sensation I am all too familiar with.
And as you go to talk to Moira, and she goes to respond to you, you find that you have to be pretty damn close to one another just to be able to make out what each other are saying. And to those who are sleeping, your dreams are invaded by what you had seen outside and the promise of what is to come.
Ah,
And
shit, I
eventually-
know what these are.
Do you?
I'm gonna message you directly.
I like the sound of that.
If this is, it's fine.
I love having a veteran at the table because it's just so wonderful.
See, I didn't know
when
if he
they're
was annoying
like-
you.
No, I love it. That just little click. You can roll me a nature check when you wake up.
All right.
Triss, it is
Mm.
time for your shift, and that cacophonous scuttling is still there.
Yay.
Perpetual now.
I love this.
But no, that was the whole I know what these are. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Perception.
With a sorry, that was Obi. With a 21, you are looking around, and it's hard to hear any danger, but you have keen eyes. You have the keen eyes of a hunter, someone who's been able to live in these woods. And you do see movement. You see briefly, very briefly, because it stands out to you almost like a pale ghost in the night, the movement of something, before it seems to vanish out of existence.
Just something, or you're gonna give me something a bit more specific than that, or
Would you like to make me another perception check?
another perception? Not like nature,
secondary.
or
Check. Yeah, you're able to see it. It almost looks like an albino spider at one point. And it's odd, being so noticeable within this dark foliage of this sudden undergrowth. It's hard to keep an eye on it. It's almost like you blink and it's gone. I also need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. As staring at it, something seems to mess with your eyes.
11.
Does she get the
Okay.
+2 even if I'm not conscious?
You
If
have
I'm
to be
sleeping?
conscious. You have to be conscious. Alright. The next day comes, and all of you are awake to that continuous cacophony.
Am I covered in webs from sleeping through the whole night?
No, thankfully to Lothar and Ginkgo's work, you are not. Yeah. Brock, you had an idea. You'd like to roll your nature check. Lothar has no idea.
Nah, dog. It was a silly idea.
But a new day greets you, and it seems that the edge of Neverwinter Wood has stretched a little bit further. As you look behind you, and there's more woods behind you than there was where you camped.
This shit's spreading like a cancer.
I feel like it might be safer for us to leave the horse in the Vardo here. Venturing in deeper might be a little bit more troublesome, and we wouldn't be able to get what elemental surprise we might be able to. More, I understand that you're here on behest of your husband and great appreciation of therefore, but would it be as harmful to ask you to stay with the horses in the Vardo to make sure that they are safe and you are as well?
Obi, that's you.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
You know, just summarize it.
Yeah, I'm asking more if she's okay with sticking with the cart and the horses while we venture in on foot, simply because traversing this with the cart might be a little bit too hectic, and we would lose what element of surprise we could possibly get when we get into Thunder Tree.
Oh, I've got no problems about that. After all the skittering I heard last night, I don't want to go anywhere near that.
Very well. I greatly do appreciate it. And we shall return shortly. If we are not back by nightfall tomorrow, I suggest you to try and make your way back to Neverwinter.
Are you sure? Don't want me to try and find you guys? Oh, will you be okay? If all else comes to all else fails, I'll just light the entire forest on fire. That will kill all the spiders. I'm hoping that's what they are.
And me too.
Please don't.
Yes, I will also set fire to Dorks.
That is nothing close to what I meant, you know that.
Oh?
That's it. No aid for you.
You already gave me aid.
Yeah.
It goes away after 8 hours.
Yeah, it's gone.
I've been cured.
Yeah, no one's burning down this forest. My family live in here. So Yeah,
Triss.
we're gonna have a fight if we do. Yes.
Yeah, never mind.
No. That was cruel.
I was just going to say that your face feels a little itchy.
Oh god.
I swear to
Somebody
God,
check
you're
my
about to do
face.
like. I swear to God, you're about to do like the Final Destination bullshit.
Please, somebody check my face, or like my tear ducts, or my ears, or some
Ginkgo will
nose.
Yeah, you can make me a medicine check.
check. Ginkgo make the medicine check, or she make the medicine check?
Ginkgo makes a
Ginkgo.
medicine check.
Okay. Checking medicine. I mean, a 14?
Her eyes are a little bit more watery than normal. You didn't roll high enough to know what would be wrong, or if there is anything wrong at all. You just see that her eyes are a little bit more watery than normal.
I can cure, when I use Hand of Healing on a creature, I can end one disease or one of the following conditions: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. Can I do a healing touch on her? A Hand of Healing touch?
Yeah.
See if that clears it up?
Yeah.
Spending a key point.
Okay.
Healing's not going to do anything, but I'm spending a key point.
You spend a key point. Triss, your eyes suddenly feel extremely itchy as Ginkgo, you watch tiny little insect larvae start crawling out from underneath her eyelid and just start popping out and just getting diffused down her cheek, as you have cured her of some sort of parasitic infection.
I'm gonna murder you in your sleep.
I'm going to kill all the tiny spiders that just crawled, or tiny bugs that have crawled off her face. I'm going to just start picking them up and squishing them.
Alright, yeah. Easy enough.
Actually, you're a bird. Wouldn't you technically eat them?
I don't think I want a parasitic infection bug in my
your
mouth.
stomach?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Since it's gone, I'll cast Aid again on Ginkgo, Triss, and Obi, but Obi's gets casted on with a tiny little slap to the back of the head for his burning me comment.
Right as I removed have aid from.
Yeah. I assume you guys are going to be pushing further in.
Si, senor.
Alright. Who's going to be leading this?
Ginkgo will, stealthy.
Alright, Ginkgo, I need you to make me a stealth check.
Okay,
And
great.
rather than a perception check for this, I need a survival. Because it's going to be more picking your way through the underbrush in a way that people can follow.
Then I'm going to use my Kenku recall point on my survival check.
Okay.
Because I am proficient in that as well. So stealth is going to be normal, but my survival will be with advantage. Does anyone want to guidance? Could they guidance me on these checks or no?
No, because you're going to be going ahead. If you're with the party as you're guiding them through, then yes. If you're scouting ahead, no.
Separate.
Okay.
Stealth first.
Yeah, you are pretty well hidden.
Survival.
Yeah, you are easily able to pick things through. As you're going along, you are definitely able to keep a distance from anything that could potentially be an issue. Like, those webs over there that are between those two trees, those are so thick they could catch a deer. those webs over there have caught a deer. That's a deer in webs. That's a deer hanging from webs.
Is
That's
the
a
deer
person
still
hanging
alive,
from
or is
webs.
it? Are any of these still
They're not.
alive?
They're not moving.
I'm gonna check if they're still alive.
Okay. Make me a medicine check.
Do I need to roll for both creatures, the human and the
Yep.
deer?
25 is fine. As you're searching through these, they're not dead. They seem to have been injected with some sort of paralytic venom. They are alive, and by the fact that they are looking at you, specifically at you, but unmoving, they're conscious and awake.
Could I free them?
Yeah, you can free them. As you do so, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Son of a
Okay.
bitch.
Okay.
I hate this.
All right. They are freed. What do you do with them?
Okay.
If you can't tell, horror is my favorite genre when it comes to D&D.
So, do I recognize this type of this person, or this humanoid?
You do not.
What race are they?
It's just a human.
Just a human, okay. So both the deer and the human are completely paralyzed. Like, even though I freed them, they are unable to move, correct?
Yes. With that medicine check, you would know that your hand of healing would free them of this.
That's what I figured. I'm going to use 2 more key points. I'm gonna cure both of them, let them go, because I figure we might be able to get a short rest in to get my key points back before we get to it. But if not, I'm still at 3 key points. So that's the benefit of leveling up.
All right.
I'll cure both of them and try and shoo them back the way that I had been clearing.
Yeah. The deer just runs off in a random direction. It's a wild animal. The human, she looks up at you and she, like, watery eyes, kind of like immediately hugs you. Like, there is no hesitation. You are a godsend in this person's eyes.
I'm gonna hug her back. And then very quietly, I'm gonna let her know, like, go back the way. I've cleared a path. You're gonna run into another group of. There's gonna be a group of 5. Is it 5? Right? Am I counting right?
6.
Yeah.
Myra.
Moira's back
Moira's
at the
with it.
thing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it
Sure,
is
man.
5 now.
So I'm gonna tell her that there's a group of 5. If you run past them, just let them know Kinko freed you. They won't attack you if you say that. Just and then continue on. We have like, we've been clearing a little bit of space. Just please be careful. Watch yourself. You may run into a female dwarf at a caravan. You can either stay with her for the time being, or just try and get out of here.
She nods.
Run back to Neverwinter, but it's up to her. Can I do any kind of, like, insight check? Do I sense any? I mean, she was caught here, but is there any kind of telltale signs? Like, do I see any, like, scarring, previously broken fingers?
That would be a medicine check.
Okay. I want to try and see if there's anything that would lead me to believe that she maybe hasn't had the most honest living. Like, has she been a thief? Any, like, that's the stuff I'm looking for. So medicine check.
Yeah. With a 22, Yeah, you are able to see that she has had a pinky cut off. One of the signs of somebody who has stolen once, and a minor offense at that. But other than that, she doesn't have like a branding or anything like that. You feel like maybe it was something with the age of the wound, like the scarring and everything. It probably was like a very early in life offense comparatively to her age now.
Okay, then yeah, I'll let her go off.
Yeah, she
Just tell her if she harms the dwarf in the caravan or steals anything, she's not gonna get far in this anyway.
She nods. Why are you heading further in? I appreciate the save, but you should save yourself. Come on. She's trying to tug you away.
I'll let her know I have survived the things that are, I'm not gonna say worse than this, but I can't let this get any worse.
All right. She kind of looks at you like you're probably a little bit mad.
I'm gonna ask her if she knows, if she has any knowledge that she thinks is helpful, or even she doesn't think it's helpful. Any knowledge that she can pass on.
Yeah, let me roll a. What am I doing? Why am I typing out the roll? I can actually roll. She would say, I don't know what they are, but I saw them when I was up there. They were inspecting me. They were strange things. Purple with like distended stomachs and bloated necks. They looked like they had spider faces, but they were more akin to humans.
How many did you see?
I only saw 2. It was almost like they were inspecting their catch.
Okay, I let her. I thank her for the information, and I let her get out of here.
She books it.
And continue on.
Alright. Continuing on, let me move you guys further. The rest of the party, you do see a human woman kind of like make her way through slowly, very carefully. Now that she's alone and there was nobody around, she sees you all. She nods, and she does relay the information.
I'm gonna ask her if she saw Radoff.
I don't know who that is.
I'll describe him briefly. I don't remember exactly what he looks like, but I'm sure Jiraxis does.
Old man.
Old druid man, about yay tall.
I think so, yes. Yes. I was near Thunder Tree hunting when this began, and I remember seeing him in one of the cabins.
So he's still alive, that's good.
Should I ask if he was a captive or if he was the one catching people? We're hoping he hasn't been turned, but...
Was he trying to fight any of this that's going on?
He seemed to be conjuring some sort of magic. I try to stay away from that, so I don't know what he was doing, but whatever it was, it seemed to be keeping things at bay. At least for a bit.
I greatly do appreciate your knowledge. Now, I find it to be best for you to get away from here as soon as you possibly can. We have a small beaten trail where I hope you to follow it until you find our fair dwarf lady back there with our wagon. She can properly point you in the direction of how to get back to safety as soon as possible.
Alright. By the way, the cacophonous scuttling has only gotten louder. and you guys find that you have to be like within 10 feet of each other just to hear. And even then, it's pretty hard. You have to like raise your voice. It's like cicada season, except worse.
I don't know if that can be true here in Georgia, in
It
rainforest.
was literally deafening.
It is literally a rainforest all around us. We have a lot of forest around our house. And everyone kept complaining on the next door app, like, what is that motor sound constantly outside?
It sounded like there was a jet engine going on at all times for like
Yeah,
5
so
weeks.
So you guys know what this is effectively like. Just
Yeah.
imagine that but scuttling instead.
Why
of
you gotta
feet.
bring back my PTSD on this shit?
Yeah. Ginkgo, as you're traveling along, make me a perception check.
Again, man, I'm just kidding.
You feel something moving within your clothes and your armor.
I'm gonna take a beat to suss it out.
Yeah, make me another, we'll say investigation check on this one. As you're searching through your feathers, your armor, your gear. You don't have armor. So, Ginkgo, you did scribe work before.
Yeah.
So, you know what these things are and you know them well. You find that your gear has been infested by silverfish.
Mm.
Do you know what that is out of character?
Yep. Yeah, they're gross. I don't like them.
What do you do?
Karen had a shit ton in her basement. Yeah, I'm gonna get them out and kill them.
Alright.
One at a time if I need to.
You do notice that that tome that you picked up seems to be attracting a lot of them. As they start chewing on the paper and destroying your notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill them before that happens. Before they destroy much information.
I'm gonna ask you, which do you save first? Do you save the ancient tome in your inventory? Or are you going to be saving your hermit notes?
I'm trying to remember what's all in the ancient tome, if that's something I still haven't figured out or not.
That was the tome that you found in the old owl well that the necromancer had.
Oh, or I don't know what that... Okay. Can I do a check on myself? I want to see how much I remember of what's in my hermit notes to see if I feel confident. Like, oh, I can just write that back. Like when I get out of this, I'll write it back. I'll just write down from memory. Sorry, what roll am I making?
History.
History. I'm gonna do Kenku Recall.
All right. A 22, you are able to remember them very well. However, your issue with this is there is drawings in those notes, and drawings are harder to recreate than words on a piece of paper are.
I'm gonna save the... And the tome has magic in it, doesn't it? From from sensing it.
Yes. Whichever one you choose is guaranteed to be saved. The other one you will have to roll for.
I'll save my notes, but then roll for the tome.
Okay. I need you to make me. What check would this be? Trying to get these silverfish off
Survival
your gear as quick as possible.
or nature?
I will allow you to do survival or nature, your choice.
I'm doing survival.
All right. Roll me a survival.
I'm gonna use Kenku Recall on it. That's my last Kenku Recall before a long
All right, you're
rest,
gonna use
but-
your last Kinku recall. All right.
Yep.
You are able to successfully save both those pieces of gear, and the knowledge within lives for another day.
Do I successfully
could-
kill all the silverfish?
You do. Make me a nature check real quick. Okay,
that
never
is
mind.
not good.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna jump to the party. As you guys are making your way through, following after Ginkgo, notice Ginkgo doesn't report back as quickly this time. What do you guys do?
Keep moving forward.
Mm.
I mean, rushing in is not going to do us any good at the moment. So, keep moving in, but just be more on the toes.
Eventually, you do catch up with Ginkgo, who seems to be furiously stomping silverfish and getting them out of his gear.
My dear, is everything okay?
Just gonna huff and puff and just shake the book and notes.
Maybe it's best to place those inside the bag of holding at the current venture to ensure no more insects can invade your areas of them.
I'm just currently checking if there's anything else in my inventory I want to toss into the bag of holding.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's taking me a moment.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna check
fine.
out my books too.
Yeah. Making a check through your books, it seems that you are fine. You don't have anything going on in your stuff.
They're going in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw them both, but then let Lothar know that I want at least my personal scrolls back after this.
Oh, well, of course. I wasn't planning on keeping them forever, my dear.
Have you added them?
I mean, you want me to physically write it into the bag of
No,
holding?
I'm just gonna unclick it in mine and leave it grayed out and just have
Yeah,
a
it
note
just
that
as a
they're
note
in
that
there.
it's there, yeah.
Oh, I should have had Auntie check out the tome. Do that when we go back. Okay, yeah, I'll hand them over to go in the bag of holding. Although, do we need to be cautious about that tome going in the bag of holding? Do I need to be afraid?
Should be fine.
Okay, Necromancer had it. I didn't know if I needed to be afraid.
Yeah, so you can make me an Arcana check if you'd like to.
Yeah, why not? I'm not skilled in it, but I'll do it. It's a 10.
It's a book. It's a bag of holding.
Okay.
Very well. I feel like we should venture further. Hopefully get closer to Thunder Tree so we can evaluate our situation.
Triss,
Hmm.
I need you and only you to make me a perception check.
Hang on a minute. Headphones are being weird. Speak.
I need you and only you to
Hi
make
there.
me a perception check, please.
Yeah, wait a minute. I need to disconnect.
Sorry, I'll make the perception check while I fuss around with this.
All right.
Perception. Both of my headphones have charged, but only one of them is working. Like they're fully charged, but one's working.
Ooh,
All right,
interesting.
speak.
I said, oh, interesting.
Oh,
You
cool.
might actually beat them. Let me just find their thing. That's right, I moved it to here. It is alright, cool, fun. And they rolled low. Triss, you hear whispering in your ear. We meet again, broccoli. This time my food seems to be making its way to me. And you turn to where you hear the voice, and you see just out of the corner of your eye scales dip behind a tree before going back within the foliage.
Did you say broccoli?
Yes.
Oh, I think you said rock blade, and I'm like, I've never heard that one before.
I love it.
Sorry, continue.
Before the scales seem to, you blink and they're blending back in with the trees, and at about this time, Scarlet,
Oh no.
your sight becomes a little bit fuzzy, and you blink and you smell blood.
Is it my blood?
How do you check?
I'm just gonna look over my body really quick.
You don't seem to be bleeding anywhere. Not that you can see.
And then I'm gonna start trolling because ooh, blood.
You start
Check
bleeding.
your face.
Yeah, the rest of you look over at Scarlet, and it looks like from her tear ducts she's bleeding.
With her black eyes, when she's hungry,
That's
it makes me
spooky.
look demonic.
My dear, you seem to be crying tears of blood at the moment.
Your eyes are also kind of itchy, Scarlet.
I'm gonna like wipe under my arms and like look at my hands and then look at everybody else and be like, "Well, I'm gonna die."
Can I investigate?
Die.
Are we still all grouped up?
You're all still grouped up.
Medicine check or what?
Yeah, you can roll me a medicine check.
While this is going on, I'm gonna kind of, because I mean it's just Ginkgo and Thingy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna kind of like go and hover near Loth. So what's the marching orders? Like if I go to talk to Lothar,
far-
who's around Lothar?
I was gonna say, so far it's just been Ginkgo in the front, the rest of you grouped together.
Okay, well I'm gonna assume that the boys are.
I would be in the
minus
front.
Ginkgo
Yeah.
are all near each other. And I'm just gonna go and be like, hey, like kind of like softish. Venom Fang knows we're here. He's watching us. Or he was, anyway.
Where did
Without
you see
it.
him?
I gesture over to where I saw him. Like not like over there, but like subtle kind of like head nod or like scratching the side of the face. Like, you know how you when you're flipping someone off and you subtly scratch the side of your face? Kind of like that, but like over in the direction and like put my head down and don't everyone look at once, but He's blending in.
The rest of you would like to make me a perception check, you may. Ginkgo, resolving that medicine check, it seems to be very similar to what Triss had. In fact, with a 22, you would be able to recognize it as a parasitic form of the disease known as sight rot. It's a painful infection that causes bleeding from the eyes and will eventually blind the victim if not taken care of.
Scarlet, please come over. Dear, come over here, please. I cast Lesser Restoration.
I'm just like gonna like stumble, almost fall over a rock.
You can still see pretty well. It's just you're starting to get the first symptoms of it. Yeah, casting Lesser Restoration on Scarlet, once again, those tiny little larvae are forced out of her eyes.
Scarlet's gonna feel, and she's gonna like wipe her face and hiss like a cat, like nah.
It's fine. I understand that was probably a very uncomfortable moment for you, but you should be fine moving forward.
Yeah. When I was rolling to see who would get affected by that, it was pretty much whoever was not encamped in a closed-off space. Draxus was one of them, but Draxus is immune to disease, so it just doesn't affect him. He literally was able to sleep soundly up on top. Fine. Draxus and Paladin, freaking Paladins and diseases.
Yeah, they don't get them.
Yeah. You guys had a way. It's 5 days until you're permanently blinded. So y'all nipped that in the bud right quick. Anyway.
Why you keep Lesser Restoration prepared?
Draxus, you don't see anything. Lothar, you think you see something. But it's very hard to see a green dragon in a green landscape. Obi, as a hunter who has hunted in woods before, you know not to look for color, but to look for the movement. It's not you're looking for the thing, you're looking for the traces of the thing. And you are able to see a dragon about the size of a large horse, maybe a little bit larger since you last saw him, making their way back towards Thundertree. And they're seeming to move unabated by the dense foliage and spiderwebs throughout, almost like this land bows to them.
Sorry, did I need to roll a perception?
You were busy taking care of.
Okay, that's what I thought, but then I was just like, oh, okay. I saw all the perceptions. I was like, oh shit.
Which, honestly, I shouldn't have counted Lothar's. I didn't think about that when I looked at his.
Why? It's 19.
Alright, so let's do this.
Also, he called me broccoli.
My dearest Ginkgo, please come over to me.
I approach my husband.
I cast protection from poison on Ginkgo.
Fantastic spell to have. Especially in this situation right here. Can you share that spell? Good to know. You cast protection from poison. Ginkgo, you feel like you can brave this forest a little bit safer now.
And then I'm going to use one charge of my Harness Divine Power and regain a 2nd level spell slot.
All right. Ginkgo, do you continue on with your scouting ahead?
Didn't Triss kind of tell us that something's nearby?
I feel like it is best for us to stick together.
Like, I thought she kind of tried to alert us without alerting.
Yeah, she did.
Then I'm gonna pretend that I'm stepping forward but not far from the group and just kind of like I'm gonna search now, try and see where it is, see if it's getting close or if it was just checking on us.
Give me a perception check. A 14. You don't see it, but you hear his voice. You know, you should be glad that I came out here to greet you all. You are stepping into my territory now, and well, without a forewarning, it's quite rude to just barge in on someone.
Motherfucker. Why does the dragon sound hot?
Right?
Would you like me to do a different voice?
No, let them be a furry for a minute.
Would technically
So
be a scaly.
So I hope you don't mind.
No, it's fine. You can stay hot.
Yeah,
I hope you don't mind. I'm going to leave a little bit of, shall we say, a game for you all. Do you think you're smart enough to step within my place and intrude to take me on
Whoa.
my own home?
Whoa. Who's
This
intruding?
is just a Ginkgo. This is just a Ginkgo.
Oh. Never
But I
mind.
do
Take
hope
it
you
back.
don't mind if we match wits. And Ginkgo, you notice the terrain start to shift around you. Brambles become thicker, and the thorns on them become sharper, to the point that they are like razor blades. You look back at your party, and they are covered by brambles. They are not behind you. You are alone. And looking around, make me an intelligence check.
That is my least favorite thing to do.
With a 21, you realize very quickly, by the way that these brambles are coming up around you, you are in a labyrinth, a maze, like a rat in a trap, trying to find the exit. And now you are alone. The rest of you, quickly, almost like a wave, pushing towards you, these brambles become a thicket, become thick, become wall-like, and you two find yourselves, this time in a group, unlike Ginkgo, who is alone. You know the distance isn't far. Ginkgo didn't step too far away from the group, but there's now a wall between you both. There's a wall of razor-bladed brambles and paths to your left and to your right.
It's a maze.
Obi pipes up. He said it's only Ginkgo that's alone. The rest of the group. Though.
Only Ginkgo is alone.
Okay. Hey, Travis, remember earlier when I said something about setting fire to the forest? Would now be a good time for that?
I mean, I feel like that's too easy, but also if it was able to be a controlled burn, we're
Ginkgo,
far-ish enough away from my family.
with that 21 intelligence, because it's a nat 20, I'm going to give you a little bit more information. You remember stories of green dragons in those that have made their lair. They can only do some things like this if you are within a mile of their lair, of their resting place. You are close. You are tantalizingly close, but that also means that you are close to your enemy, and you are alone. Ginkgo, now that you are alone in this maze, you know your party is behind you. What do you do?
So there's a trick with mazes, and I want to know if Ginkgo has told his husband. I don't know if it would be a history check or what. So there's a trick with mazes that you will always get out if you pick left or right, and you essentially keep your hand on that wall. Granted, you can't hear because you're gonna scratch yourself, but you basically always turn one direction. So even if you are at a dead end, you basically keep your hand as if it was touching the one wall, whichever you pick, left or right, and you will always eventually get yourself out. You might take the long way, but you will always get out. I want to know if Ginkgo has ever taught that to Lothar, or if Lothar knows it, and then if he can shout back at his husband, and basically so that they know they're close, but then be like, okay, I'm always going to turn left, you guys always turn right, we should meet up, or you guys find out and I'm going to be there like, it's a chance.
There's an issue with that. Remember that very cacophonous skittering that's still going on? You can only communicate with somebody within 10 feet of you.
I do have a ranged weapon now. I was going to... Because left is 4 letters, right is 5. I am going to find a couple stones and I'm going to toss them. But can I do any history check? Have I told him?
I will say, you have DM inspiration, right?
I do. I have 2 of them stored.
If you would like to give up one of those DM inspirations, you can have said this in the past to Lothar.
I'll do that. Now I have the 1 inspiration to save for the wedding.
Alright. Yeah, Lothar. Ginkgo's words ring back in your head. You know how to get out of a maze like this.
Everybody, Ginkgo had told me once before that the easiest way to get out of a maze, it may take you a little bit longer, but if you stick your hand on a wall and you only make one turn, you will find your way out. So I say we will go left. I'm assuming we kind of got walled off too, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I say
you have 2 groups in this maze right now. Ginkgo by themselves and the rest of the party.
Alright, I say we begin going left, and then only to make if we are at a juncture, we make the left turn, and we just follow the path as it leads.
All right.
So I'm gonna humor myself, and I highly doubt this is gonna work because it's probably magical. But I'm gonna try to see if I can cut through the brambles.
Yeah, you can make an attempt to cut through the brambles. Make me an attack roll. All right. Making a attack roll. You do hit. Make me a dexterity saving throw, however. Okay. So you slash through, and you're able to keep your hands away from the thicket enough where you are not scratched. You hack away. Your first swing. I mean, you do damage. You don't cut through the entirety of the wall, but it does seem possible to hack your way through this.
Okay, so it doesn't just fix itself right after we damage it. So logically, we could just carry on a straight path. It might take more time, however, but if we do get it into a dead end, we can cut through.
As you make your cut, I will say you feel something rain down and clink against your armor.
I'm guessing brambles.
As you take a step back, it looks like discarded shells of insects that have molted.
That's just disgusting.
Those are the cicadas. All right, let's start venturing through this.
All right. Draxus, are you just going to start hacking away and making your way through?
Oh no, I'm gonna stick with the group. I just wanted to see if it fixed itself. Kind of like I'm thinking like the never-ending maze in Harry Potter, where if they tried to cut through, it just fixed the hole. But I want to see if it fixed the hole.
As you are walking away, it does slowly seem to be fixing itself. Not quick enough where if you really tried, you could just bum rush, hack, and get through. But if you just cut, and then after a while it would fix itself.
I'm sure if I channel some Searing Smite into that, I could just burn right through it.
And then burn us up in the process.
Maybe.
Following you, Lothar, you're the glowing beacon.
I'm saying it's what it would do. we catch a bramble maze on fire that we're in the middle of. We're kind of fucked.
I mean, we could back out. Ginkgo would be fun.
No, we can't. We're enclosed too.
Oh, so it closed on us. Awesome. Yeah, fair point.
All right, so I go left. How far do I go left before I'm stopped?
I will say, since you are been given this trick, make me a survival check at advantage. And I also need you to make a stealth check at disadvantage. All right. Good to know. As you are heading through these brambles, trying to find your way through, you do find something of note. One, these brambles do shift. They don't shift much. They seem to change a little bit. And you find this out because as the brambles shift, you find yourself standing face to face with a creature. This is going to be more theater of the mind just because it's a single creature and there's an entire group of people. y'all are going to just, raffle stomp it. But, hey.
What a wonderful kind of day.
Yes. As you are going through, the brambles seem to part as what looks to be a spider pushes its way through. Its carapace seems to be unaffected by the brambles, as if it's scraping along, not really minding the fact that there's razor-bladed brambles. Just scrapes against its shell. But it seems to have been attracted to the sound of those discarded molted insect shells that were rained down, crunching underneath your feet. You find yourself face to face with a giant spider, large as a horse. It seems to bear down on you. Lothar, we are not going to be doing initiative because this is just theater of mind for this part. What would you like to do as this spider suddenly appears before you?
Well, I do believe the best measure at the current moment is to try and rid ourselves of such devious creatures.
All right. What do you do?
I'm gonna pull out Bone Counter and give it a good old smacking.
All right. Give it a smacking.
Didn't mean to do that, but
As a 16, you know from fighting. You know what heavily armored opponents really are weak against? Thick, heavy bludgeons. It dents the armor. Crunch. Roll damage. You deal 5 damage to it. And with the heavy crunch, it almost seems that you have broken an egg sac on its back.
oh,
The-
motherfucker.
As skittering out over and like a wave, that I am not going to describe because I realize there are arachnophobes here. We'll just say babies. They don't mess with you, they just seem to try to find a place. A place to be. Next will be the spider. Lothar, does a 18 hit you?
Nope.
So it seems to try to launch its fangs out and bite back, trying to grab hold of the mace and try to wrench it away from you with its mouth, and it doesn't. Next in the initiative, Jaraxxus. Since you and Lothar are right in the front as normal.
If I use Burning Hands, would I end up touching any of the wall? Or could I angle
Yes.
it such a way? Okay, never mind. I will just swing at its face then.
With how choked this area is, yes, you would. There is no avoiding it. Even if you went straight up, it would catch a web and catch the thing. So yeah, make me an attack roll.
Is there still babies on its back?
They have scattered.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking about using the Flame Blade because I haven't used that yet, but I'll just use this.
A 10. Your blade skips off of its hardened carapace. You do have an extra attack. Your blade once more skips off its armored carapace.
I'm helping.
Next in line, Obi. What do you do?
Obi's skin is crawling because he's very much not like these types of creatures. Like, he's killed many a woodland creature and obviously many humanoid victims parts of his assassination, but for some reason these 8-legged freaks just never sat well with him. So his skin's crawling, and he really just wants this thing gone right now, so he can stop looking at it. As such, he's going to hook sword.
A
So that's
14 hit.
with sneak attack, right?
Sneak attack, yeah. Alright. It looks on death's door.
And with a dagger.
A 14 hits. For do 4 damage. It is still on death's door. Even more so now, though.
Someone finish this bloody thing off. I'm tired of looking at it.
Alright. Now, for Scarlet.
Oh god.
What
I'm
would you
just
like to do?
gonna hit it with my great axe, I guess.
Yeah. Make me an attack roll. Yeah, with a big hefty swing. How do you finish it off?
I'm just gonna walk over to its head and just like slice right in the middle of the eyes.
You bisect its head, and it drops half hanging out of the thorny brambles.
I'm gonna look at like the spider goo like on my axe and be like, "Here, Obi, look it."
We're just gonna turn around and just start walking.
Ginkgo, you are alone. You cannot communicate with your party, and you're in a maze full of razor-bladed brambles. What do you do?
Kinko's gonna stealth. That's the first thing Kinko's gonna do.
Good idea. Make me a stealth check at disadvantage, because
disadvantage,
all of a
sorry.
sudden the brambles move, and then there is a shake, and now there's a bunch of discarded molted insect shells littering the ground.
Okay, my disadvantage is 13.
Alright. 13. You feel like you're able to still be pretty stealthy, even with the crunching underfoot, because of this incessant droning buzz that's honestly a little maddening. You feel like anything that's not right up, you couldn't sneak up right up to someone right now, but anything that's a distance away definitely wouldn't be able to notice you.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about being noticed than something sneaking up or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Alright.
I'm also gonna always stay left, because if they're staying left, they're either gonna eventually catch up to me, or we both find our way out, or we both find our way to his den. But if we're always going the same way, even though it's constantly moving, but if we're just constantly moving, we'll eventually get out.
Alright.
So I'm just gonna continue my way. I am stealthed. Let's see, what else do I got? I'm gonna have my... I'm gonna be picking up stones for my sling as I'm walking. I just have the sling ready because that's gonna be my ranged. Have my goggles of night on, and yeah, I am just slowly making my way.
Alright. Make me a perception check and a survival check at advantage. At advantage for the to the left, keeping to the left thing.
Sorry, survival and perception.
Yeah, perception to keep an eye out because you were saying you wanted to keep an eye out. And
That's funny. Oh, 7.
And a survival at advantage.
God, these are just not great.
As you're walking along, keeping as close of a thing as you can, you find yourself suddenly face to face with a corpse. At first you think it's an undead because it's standing up. Then you realize that when the brambles were pushed and forcibly grown out of the ground, it happened to catch one of the victims of the infestation and just push it up. So it is just a corpse.
I loot it! I'm just kidding.
Would you like to?
I'm gonna see if there's anything on it, anything that could be useful to me right now, because we're trapped. Do I recognize this body at all? Is it a human? Is it humanoid?
It's very hard to tell. It's very husk-like.
Oh, is this that
Definitely
thing
been
that
drained.
woman kept talking about with the purple spider face, or no, just it hasn't been turned?
No, this is a person that has been drained of its fluids.
Then I'm gonna check. So investigation.
Investigation.
At normal.
At normal. A 24. I will also allow you to do a sleight of hand. 19, you succeed, which is good too, because as you start investigating, you realize quite quickly that while its fluids have been drained from its body, it seems that some form of larvae or egg sac has been put inside, and with enough disturbance you could burst it and cause a swarm around you. You are able to loot it, however, without any issue, even with this knowledge. In fact, with this knowledge, it causes you to be able to do so easy. Income. You find yourself a machete. It counts as a short sword that does slashing damage.
Ooh.
Yay, get a slashy weapon.
Short swords are monk weapons.
Yay!
So you can use.
He is now Danny Trejo.
So you can hack through things if you needed to.
Good way to get out of the brambles.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to do? With this body, I should say.
I mean, I looted everything.
You didn't loot everything, you just looted the thing you saw of most value.
Okay, then...
You didn't take the pants, you didn't take the shirt.
Well, yeah. But is there anything in the pockets?
I mean...
Is there a bag of holding? Is there anything
She doesn't need those pants or shirts no more. Just saying.
Anyway.
Is there anything else on the body, like potions or anything, bags?
The only thing of note worth taking that isn't just like a flavor item really is the machete.
what are the flavor items? Anything that's like the tier of their first, whatever?
Make me another investigation check.
Come
I
on,
will say that
That was a
the-
nat 20.
That's for being able to notice the trap effectively for this,
Oh, okay.
which you knocked the DC out of the park with that.
I would hope with a nat 20.
I mean, nat 20 doesn't necessarily mean you succeed.
No, I know, but just I figured.
With a 14, looking through, you do notice that they do have a wedding ring. However, if you try to take it, you again have a chance to disturb and...
Bug the bug.
Yeah.
Do I recognize the work of the jeweler? Is there any key element?
Make me a jeweler's intelligence jeweler's check.
I'm always
Jeweler's
hoping
hit
for
check.
wisdom on those, damn it.
Memory recall is intelligence.
I know, but it's just that's where all my points are in, is in wisdom.
I know.
I can hope.
Yeah. With a 16, you do recognize it as one of the more affordable pieces of the jeweler back in Neverwinter that you had met, the owner of the River's Gem.
I would assume any possible inscription is going to be on the inside of the band.
Yes.
What do we think, team? Do I try it? Do I try and get the ring? I'll come back later for it.
Flip a coin.
Remember, Ginkgo, you are alone.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it and take a note that there is something back here. So if we get everything cleared out back here and want to come back to find it, might.
As you go to turn, you see a large cricket.
No, hold on. Turkey first. Like, do you not remember the cricket that was like stuck in the bathroom for like a couple of days and just would not shut up?
Gosh, yes.
Driving me freaking nuts.
Anyway, Ginkgo, you see a large cricket. About the size of a house cat.
Jeez.
Does it notice me?
It's looking directly at you.
Okay. I'm so tempted to shoo it away, but I'm just gonna.
Doesn't seem to be hostile, it just seems to be looking at you.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and walk around it and give it a wide berth.
As you go to approach it, a web shoots down, grabs it, and drags it straight up.
Oh, Jesus.
You hear a crunch.
Yeah, of course. It's on brand.
Actually, spiders suck the blood of their prey.
Oh, I didn't say it was eating it. I just said you hear a crunch.
Yeah.
And as you continue to walk, you feel something drop and hit your shoulder.
Yeah, it's the what's remaining of the body, isn't it?
You look over, and it's a about tarantula-sized spider. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and shrug it off to the ground, and I'm gonna look where it came from and see if there's more.
Trying to shrug it off, you hear Venom Fang's voice come out of it. Oh, and here I thought you'd be lonely with just your lonesome traveling throughout my little maze. Do you not want my company, or at least my little friend?
Do I know about this magic? Can it actually see through it? Like...
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Yes. Green dragons, when they have set up their lair, have been known to be able to see and hear through the eyes and ears of all creatures within 1 mile of their, well, all wildlife within 1 mile of their lair.
Oh, fuck me freeing that deer. That was probably of his vision.
I noticed you left something nice and shiny back there. I would have appreciated it if you brought that to me. My hoard is
ring.
still growing, you know. And an offering would be nice. Might curry you some favor.
I'm gonna pull out one of the other small gemstones I have in my bag. Because I have 5 tiny ones. I just show it to the little spider.
This spider kind of gets up and does that little rub of its front forelegs. Little mandibles click a little bit. Ooh. Is that an offering?
It could be.
Do you really think you are in this mood to make a deal with me? You are in the palm of my little claw.
Never said deal, I was just showing you the shiny. You said I left shiny back there, I have other shiny.
You know, it would be so easy to just pluck you and have a nice snack before your friends get here. But that wouldn't be very fun, so how about we make a wager?
What's your wager?
I don't kill you. In fact, I don't kill you, and you do something for me. You go back and you grab that ring, as well as any other little shiny trinket you think that I might like that is lost within my brambly maze. And you bring it to me once you find me. And I will let you live. You'll be free to go along your way, off to whatever destination you little morsels are going. Unabashed. Well, if you can get out, that is.
Oh, so you won't allow us and show us the way out?
Oh, what would the fun in that be?
Then
I'll
why
allow
should I bring
out,
you all the shiny?
Because then I won't attack you. Not unless you attack me first. Consider it a favor for a favor.
Let me just give you a little bit of information that might be helpful to you. There's a Draco Lich on this plane.
You see the spider recoil.
That's what I thought.
All the more reason to grow my horde, then. I need to amass power.
Your mind won't be your own if it takes over you. It won't matter. Just something you should be aware of.
Make me an intimidation check.
I had no charisma.
My father will help.
My father will hear about this.
Question, do dragons attack dragons? Like, is it, like...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dragons are extremely territorial.
So, Ginkgo should probably tell him about the dragon that got let out.
That's
He
what
was scared.
that's the Draco Lich.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it's actually called.
Yeah. See, I was not gonna lie, people. I was kind of hoping we could get one or two of these dragons to fight with us against the Draco Lich, because they don't want to be turned into a Draco Lich. Just saying.
Yeah, that's why when I was like, whoa, who said we're invading? When I thought that he was talking to everyone, because I was gonna be like, we're here to like warn you and like give you information on this like really big bad thingy and like help you. That's where I was going with that, but then it was just in your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna also tell the spider, or talk to the spider and let them know, like, hey, you know what a Draco Lich is? We know what a Draco Lich is. No dragon's safe if we fight it. If anyone fights it and takes it down, without you there to confirm that the phylactery has been destroyed, that's something you might want to be in on. Fight alongside with us, so that, and help us with, make sure the phylactery is destroyed, so that you won't be taken over.
What are you proposing?
Oh, just that this is a very powerful Draco Lich. The stronger we are to fight it, the better everyone's chances are to survive.
You would have me risk my life rather than the fact that I can just flee? Unlike you, flightless bird, I have wings.
If a Draco Lich exists, you know you are never safe. Anyone could choose to take it on. Possibly destroy it, possibly not. You can never be certain. Just saying, it might be in your best interest. Or the interest of any dragon, your father included.
To take up arm, to fight, fang, claw, and scale against my own kin and kind.
We both know you dragons do not work together if you are not of the same brood. There is no allegiance.
Seems you're not so bird-brained, bird. I like you. Yes, I very much have taken a shine to you.
I'll flash another piece of shiny because he said shine.
Make me a persuasion check at advantage.
My charisma is shit, you guys. It is absolute shit. God, that's terrible.
Do you have any DM inspirations?
You
Yeah,
got
the
another
last
DM
one
inspiration?
I was saving for the wedding, so I didn't fuck that up.
There's a
Oh.
chance you can get more.
That's true. I forgot about one I had and I never used it. So okay, we'll use it.
All right, you get to roll again at advantage.
Okay. Okay, well, okay, as a party, did we want to just kill Venom Fang? Like, was that our end goal coming into this?
I mean, if
Isn't
he'll
it?
work with us.
Yeah, we can weaponize him. Because at the end
I
of the
just didn't want to,
Sounds really
like,
hot,
waste all this
so-
and be like, hey, he's on our side, and it's like, well, we still need to kill him anyway. Like, I'm just making sure.
I mean, I don't want to go too heavy into the metagame element, but isn't green dragons, aren't they lawful though? So like he'll see the reasoning of it. Like that's my logic. Like I mean, in hell, you'd make the argument regardless of like you knew that kind of concept. But the thing is that like like it's one of those like okay, cool. Enemy of my enemy is my friend at this moment. Now, once we deal with the Draco Lich, that might become a new problem. But
Well,
it's
Venom
also
Fang, you were great help against the Draco Lich. However, some of the party are still pissed off about the big thing. Which I had no part.
And he did kill Big Al.
Yeah, but this is a lot bigger than Big Al right now.
That's true.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very sad that Big Al is no longer
And you
with us.
don't know if Venom Fang will actually win and not get killed in the process anyway.
That's true. Okay. Persuasion.
You have
At
advantage on
advantage. I was gonna say, if I got 2 fucking 3s again, I'm gonna lose it.
It was meant to be a 3 with a 12. You hear Venom Fang fall silent for a while. A new deal, then. Same as before, you collect those shinies, but you and your friends are able to make it out of here alive. I will consider your proposal of an alliance. I will give it thought, but it is not a guarantee.
I'm also in search of a druid that was out this way.
Yes, I know the one. He resides in my sanctum.
Has he
thinks
allied
he can
himself?
fight back.
Oh.
No. He wishes to push me out. He wishes to reclaim what is proper. It is not proper that I be here. Such hubris of him to try to push me out. This is my home. He came and said I should leave.
You guys, I think we need to get the druid to fight this dragon. Like, if we can get the druid's trying to get him out.
The spider on your shoulder skitters off of your arm jumps onto the brambles and skitters up the brambles.
I'm gonna call back to it real fast and say, can you, in order for me to try and get that ring, there's a trap there. Could you ensure it doesn't go off as I'm trying to retrieve the shinies for you? Is that something you can control?
They are too young for my influence to push over them. They are more instinctual than they are now. Unfortunately, that is up to you. I have confidence you've gone this far.
I go back for the shiny.
The spider follows along to watch.
Okay, what do I need to roll to not set off the trap?
Another sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand? Okay.
Yep. You watch as you're doing this, the spider is once again rubbing its forelegs together.
Oh, gross.
As you pull, you think, yeah, this is going to be fine. It's just a ring on a finger. And then you don't realize that the body is extremely delicate, and while you pull on the finger, the entire arm pops off. Which causes a disturbance, and bursting from the chest of this corpse seems to be a swarm of larvae of all sorts. And that is where we're going to leave it. So how's everyone feeling?
I hit something.
He hit something.
I didn't.
I didn't. Well, I did, but it wasn't last long enough to satisfy my satisfaction.
You're
Kind of
having
in
fun
love
with
with venom thing.
Satisfaction.
you're having fun with your insectoid body, or
Yeah, totally.
So, Bird, just a simple yes or no. Was I correct?
In what you had assumed?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Sweet. It's a hey guys. If I'm right, it's gonna be fun. I promise you. It's gonna be interesting at least, if nothing else.
I just hope I'm not disappointing with 3.5's version of dragons compared to 5e's version of dragons.
I mean, it's not like no. I mean, the thing is with the 5e from what I can tell. Let me preface this. From what I can tell, the 5e version of dragons is much more of a like. It's not as overcomplicated. I think it's the best way I can put it. Like I'm trying to remember, like, because like what in 5e it goes, is it juvenile, young, adult, then
Ancient.
great. Well, is it great worm?
It goes adolescent, young, adult, ancient, and then recently with Fizzban's Great Worm.
Okay, yeah, because there's way more ages in 3.5, like way more.
I believe it.
All right, so it went from. Oh wait, let me see. Damn it! I thought I found it. All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
So it went from wormling, very young, young, juvenile, young adult, adult, mature adult, old, very old, ancient, worm, great worm.
That's a lot more nuance.
But if you fought like a wormling, though, level like two party can fight a wormling. So that's why like. But what they did though, what I like about 5e is it made the dragons more special. I guess is
Yeah.
the best way to put it. Because like I mean, we fought very young dragons and shit like that, all the time.
This is my first time fighting a dragon. That's how and I mean I haven't been in a whole lot of games, but that's how rare, I guess, quote unquote, they are.
Yeah,
Dorks, being real.
it made more sense with the the 5e version because it's a mythical creature that you don't find them just like around every corner, which is kind of what it was in 3.5 realistically. But let me find this real
Meanwhile,
quick.
I was gonna say. Meanwhile, I'm looking at what I have set up for this campaign. I'm like, I mean, you'll be encountering dragons. I already hinted at some. They're not around every corner.
Oh no! Oh wait, let me find. No, is it in this one? Hold on, let me see. I just grabbed one of the books. Yeah, they're in here. Okay, hold up. So in the Epic Level Handbook, um, they had a ways for you to make dragons epic,
Yeah.
and then so you basically level up, increasing there, and then also they added new dragons. So they added a Force Dragon, which I'll just go ahead and just read you the quick stats for it.
Yeah.
So a Force Dragon at Great Worm. It was a colossal plus creature.
Okay, huge, absolutely huge.
And then it had 2,362 hit points. AC is 102.
Huh?
Its attack bonus is plus 99. Its fort save is plus 64. Reflex save is 39. Wheel save is 65. Its breath weapon does 60 d12 damage. Its fear DC is 73. Yeah.
Do you have to be a deity to fight this thing?
Yeah, at that level, you pretty much were. A lot of because I'm sure it's the same way, but if you kill a deity, you take their portfolio.
Or if
So,
the deity gives you their portfolio.
yeah. But so, yeah, we did like god killing campaigns and stuff like that before. But then you have to learn how you have to be like level 40 to even like a party of level 40s to even imagine taking on a deity.
Yeah. 5e says 20 is your max.
Yeah. There's no end in 3.5 because the Epic Level Handbook basically gave you rules on how you level up past 20.
So 5e does have a level up past 20 thing, but it's pretty much just you gain an epic boon. Congratulations. That's it.
All right, who's hitting the bong?
I'm making a cuppa.
But yeah, but then the Force Dragon, so it's Force Dragon and a Prismatic Dragon were both added in the Epic Level Handbook. So they are intended to be even at the lowest level for epic, near epic party,
Yeah.
So even like a Wormling Force Dragon is still a huge creature.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here thinking I know there's in existence a sun dragon. And that fact terrifies me.
Here's another thing to help you out. So their abilities with the Force Dragon, their caster level is considered to be a 36th caster level at Great Worm.
Yeah. So they're casting a wish on the healer.
They are wish.
They are wish. yeah, I do hope y'all enjoyed this session.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
Uh,
have words, my dude.
why?
We'll talk later.
I don't think she enjoyed the like parasitic zit on her face.
No, that's not what it is. Though I did not. Yeah, you're right. I did not enjoy that. But that's not the words we're gonna be having.
Oh, is it
Oh,
because of Venom Fang?
No, we'll talk later.
Is it about the side by side grade plot date?
So what?
The thing you posted about Facebook Marketplace, side by side
Oh
grade
no.
plot.
Yes, honey, I found where we're gonna be buried. I want plain chips, but there are no plain chips.
Now, I will say this is really big to note when it comes to the Epic Level Handbook. The Epic Level Handbook is technically 3.0. So
Yeah, but 3.0 and 3.5 are like 3.5 is just 3.0 plus more stuff, right?
well, they nerfed a lot of stuff. They nerfed a decent chunk. That's one of the reasons why they kind of got forced into doing a 3.5. Like a lot of it, like most of it is pretty much interchangeable. But it's kind of like what you said like earlier, like a natural 20 does, because like nat 20 doesn't automatically succeed on skill checks because some skill checks like you have to have legitimately like over a 100 on a skill check, and sometimes it requires a 20 and roll again. Like also one of the most fun things in the Epic Global Handbook is uh it teaches you can make a spell.
Ooh.
So like there's ways to like craft a spell, like an epic level spell. Technically I think it could be a non-epic level too. But like it has like basically like this is what you can do. You add this into it, it goes to this level, this to this level, this to this level. So like in one campaign I had I was at 40th caster level as a sorcerer, and I had one spell that, I mean, there's a whole bunch of backlash on it, and that's how I did it. But like it was like, I think it was like 200 d6 damage was what the spell was.
You
But
know
then
what my spell would be?
was that?
Magic
Alexa,
Missile, but it can crit. But it
set
always
timer for
auto hits
5
anyway.
minutes.
5 minutes. Starting now.
Because if you crit with Magic Missile, it would be 2d4 plus 1 for every bolt. And you already start with 3, so if you crit, it's already going to be 64 plus 3. Just imagine how big that can get.
I like when it's like a D4 or D8, and people are like, that's going to be 74, and it's like 74.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it in the Epic Level Handbook, so like I forgot about it. Like certain things, like with just the high skill checks you're able to do, like
Yeah.
you would get the effect. So like if you use your appraise skill and you hit the DC 50 on the skill check, um, you basically cast. It's as if you cast detect magic.
Oh, nice.
Now, in fairness, though, here's the bit, and I was talking to Eve about it before. Skills are a lot easier to get really high back in the day because if it was a trained skill, you're